Based.
After Dark. Don't skip. We have some news for you because we have recently reworked our entire podcast format. We will still be conducting one normal podcast a week, but now Tier 1 patrons will have access to a weekly exclusive Patreon podcast that's going to be even more based and more After Dark. We've also updated our other tiers to include perks that allow you to directly interact with the podcast and influence the topics that we speak about. The Patreon will be linked in the description below.
Welcome to Based After Dark, Season 2, Episode 5, with yours truly, Ignoble Solid, Mr. Prison Joe, Hamilton, IRL, T-Papa Slice, Zoe Pancakes, and we also have Mr. Uberu, a friendly friend of the stream who is also slightly banned on Twitch. Why are you banned on Twitch? What the fuck did you do, man?
I said some mean words in my friend's live stream, and they thought it was a serious threat, so apparently I'm not allowed on Twitch anymore.
Did you tell them to kill themselves? Is that what it was?
No, it was like, I'm gonna kill you is basically what I said.
Oh, that's not even that bad.
I know. It's like, not
Did you
that
mean
bad.
it?
I mean, I tried to tell him how to set up OBS 10 times. He didn't even know how to turn on and off a source, like with the eye tool. So
Wait, seriously?
Yeah. So I said I will kill you, and then I think a guy in that chat went in and called him a pussy, and I was a mod in his stream, so I just flamed that guy out, and then I think that dude reported me. So yeah, I should have just banned that dude.
How long you been banned now?
A week and a day, I think.
So you are indefinitely suspended, right?
Yes, indefinitely suspended. All the subs everybody had is gone, so
No money too. Holy shit, Twitch
no.
actually fucked you.
And it was just your birthday, right?
Yeah, well, I got paid out for the first beginning part of that stream, and then the end part didn't. So as soon as the 15th rolled over, it didn't cash the rest. But I got a good chunk of it, so which was nice.
It's so silly.
Yeah.
But on a lighter note, you've heard of the pipeline of band to partner, right? You think that's gonna work out for you?
I hear people saying that. It's like, I don't know the lineage of band to partner, really, except...
Well, I think it's like people get unjustly banned, right? They're probably like close to being partner at the time that it happened. You know, their stream was definitely picking up some traction. They were somebody in the community. And then they get banned for like no good reason. And then when they come back, they have like 10 times the support because everyone missed them. Everyone wants them back. Everyone's like,
Except
wants to be
for
part of the
Ignoble.
community. Yeah, no, that doesn't count.
What?
But my bans are justified, so it doesn't really fall into that situation. I'm actually sexist and very sexual on Twitch, so
Yeah.
And you love feet, so yeah.
they're just racist against me, dude. That's what it is.
Are you gonna be okay later? Your voice is a little like, no, what did you do last night? Is there something we need to know about?
Okay, let me tell you. I have streamed 4 days in a row. 4 days.
New PB.
New PB, literally, dude. I stream yesterday, and these are
massive.
long streams too. I stream like between 5 to 7 hours every single day because, you know, I am now officially unemployed. For those of you guys who don't know, I've graduated school, but I don't have a fucking job.
8 years
So-
school, no
Dr.
job.
Ignoble.
American education.
I'm
W.
So instead of looking for a job, you're playing RuneScape?
don't fucking shut up, okay? Don't.
He's allowed
I
to have
would
a little
rather be a
break.
Twitch streamer than be a doctor, right? You know, it's cooler. I think gets more clout.
Well,
Sure.
Okay, well, thanks for that. But no, I was so fucking fried today. I ended stream a couple hours before DT2 came out. I stayed up to watch like the release of it. I slept for 8 hours, got out of bed, groggy as fuck, went into my kitchen, drank a glass of milk, went back to bed, and woke up just before this cast started.
Why did you drink milk?
What do
you're a
mean?
milk drinker?
You drink
Everybody,
milk? Do you drink
everybody in
milk
this call
normally?
has such. Everyone just hates milk, bro. You're not allowed to say the word milk. It's a fucking bad word, dude.
Why do you guys hate milk? What is wrong with you
I
guys?
don't hate milk. I don't hate milk.
I don't
The
hate milk. I just,
don't
why
hate
did you
it.
drink
It's
a
just
glass of milk?
There's a
That's
weird
so
connotation with people who drink milk, I feel like.
I feel like
Well,
the
it's a milk
character
before
that
bed.
you've become on Based After Dark is exactly the person who would drink milk. So I just don't know why you would admit that openly.
What do you mean by that,
Also,
Zoe?
I think-
yeah, how
I
do you
think
feel
milk,
about you're a
I mean, he's a little
character.
fucking baby that needs his warm cup of little warm cow puss before bed. Wakes up and has mommy's little milkies. Are
Yeah,
you
that's
okay?
what I was
Do you
gonna
need your
say.
calcium for your frail little bones?
Listen, I can see you, the guy who drinks milk. Drinking milk is one thing, but getting a glass of milk before bed, that's some soy shit, balls.
Yeah.
I feel personally attacked. Like, it's not my character on Based After Dark that's attacked. That's me personally being attacked right now for drinking that glass of milk.
That's what someone would say. Drinks a glass of milk before bed. I feel personally attacked.
Look, a glass
All
of
right.
milk has great nutritional value. It's like a couple, 150 calories.
when
calcium
can we
dense.
drink milk then, if not before bed?
Yeah.
Wow,
I think
hold on,
it's-
Ignoble.
it's
I'm
good.
not defending you. It's just a question.
No, you're on my side. You're on my side now,
I
baby.
think I like listen after like a workout is not bad, especially if you have like a really intense and you
Chocolate
sweat a
milk is
lot.
good.
Chocolate milk, yeah, you want to do the chocolate milk after the workout. That is allegedly a pretty decent move. Obviously not the best, but it is good. It's kind of like it's like copium basically, because obviously chocolate milk is just jacked to the gills with fucking sugar. But
But that's
after
good
an
for you after
intense
like a
workout.
run or something, and yeah, you
Yeah.
need it.
Yeah. So you can do it then. Also, obviously, milk, you can use it with protein. A lot of people use milk with like whey protein, which I think is the best way to do whey protein. People who drink whey protein with water, a little psycho, but I get it. A lot of people just chug it. They just get it out of there. They use it as a supplement.
Yeah.
But
I don't know how
Yeah.
many of you guys are like lactose tolerant, intolerant, but it took me a long time before I figured out that, if I drink a glass of milk really fast, it's not normal to want to shit myself, like that is apparently not a normal
Dude,
thing.
the best way to drink a glass of milk is by not drinking it and pouring it into cereal. That is actually the best way to consume a glass of milk.
That's true,
So
actually.
true.
Yes,
Yeah,
actually,
that's
cereal's the
facts.
best way. I actually, now that I'm trying to think, I'm like running back in my head, like when was the last time I drank a glass of milk? And I actually, like, as a kid, loved milk, but I did go through a phase where before work, like, instead of having a coffee, I would just get a single espresso shot and pour it into a full glass of milk and drink that instead.
That's basically what a latte is.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Just,
I was drinking
did
lattes.
Hamzy just discover lattes? He's like, oh my god, guys, look. You take
Listen, man.
coffee,
Okay,
put it in milk.
okay. For
possible. He
me,
still drinks
listen,
Four
listen,
Loko. It
listen,
is
listen,
possible.
listen. For me, when it comes to drinking coffee, I'm very like I'm not drinking all that like crazy caramel frappiato. I just give me a solid, at most like
So
an
glad
iced
Tasty's not
coffee,
here.
extra shot. I mean, I do like the espresso, but like I'm not drinking it the way Tasty's drinking it, like sipping and talking about like where the beans are from, dude. I just get that shit pumping in my veins, like get my heart beating a little faster. It's going a little slow right now.
That
So
makes sense.
I used to and I've always worked in hospitality places that had access to crazy espresso machines. So I'd always take the shot straight from the thing. And I don't know, dude. It's like I'm not gonna like pound that immediately, so I need something to cool it down so I can drink a little faster. And at the same time, I was like, what if I just milk is good for you? I guess it's good to drink some milk. So that's how I developed that habit.
I respect that. I really do.
Yeah.
But to me, it's like milk is not just a beverage. Milk to me is like Bloody Mary mix. It's only a mixer. You can mix it with
Why
coffee.
okay, I was about
You
to
can mix
ask
it
you,
with,
are
like,
you
chai
putting milk in your
tea
Bloody Marys,
concentrate.
bro?
No, I'm just saying like the milk is to the Bloody Mary mix as the coffee or other mix-ins are to vodka.
I don't
don't
know
just
of
drink the mix.
any places that have put milk in their Bloody Marys.
I'm not talking about Bloody Marys. I'm saying the milk is the mixer.
Yeah, putting tomato juice and celery in milk sounds fucking
Oh
gross.
my
I'm not gonna lie.
fucking
Don't do
guys
that.
are all
I think you're talking about something else.
Ew.
I think the milk by itself, like if you're drinking a glass of milk by itself, just a plain 2%, 1% white milk, that is as an adult, that's a bit, that's I don't think that's normal. I think more of as a kid it's normal, because I remember when I was a kid I was drinking that, but as an adult I don't really know too many people who do that. I don't. I mean,
You know
you're
what?
one of them. You're one of them.
Leave a comment down below if you're a plain glass of milk drinker. Please, somebody stand by me. I'm tired of these.
Hey,
people
listen, I'm
making
sure
fun
there's
of
some
me,
people
okay?
that are. I just don't think it's as common as
My fellow milk
as one.
drinkers stand up. Okay?
I was wondering, like, what do you think the reason? When someone goes into a store to buy a gallon of milk, do you think they're A, going to use that milk on drinking from the glass, B, using it as a mixer, or C, it's strictly for cereal?
I'd say
Dude.
cereal mixer probably. I would
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
is
Cereal
the
mixer.
main
The
bulk of
crazy
that.
thing is, I feel like everyone has milk in their fridge at all times.
It's so
I
because
have
like,
not-
It's like one of
it's
the-
such a
True.
such a mixer.
It's
There's so
like
much stuff
you
you can do
always
with it.
have that shit on you, you know.
There's a lot of stuff you can do with it. I mean, it's
What
it
are
is-
you using your milk for? If not drinking
Drinking it out of a glass like a normal person.
coffee. I think coffee's probably the biggest answer.
Coffee, cereal, supplements,
Coffee, cereal.
cooking. There's certain stuff where you use milk to like as to bind with other stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
Use,
there's a
like,
lot of stuff
heavy
you can use.
cream
It.
and stuff
The
usually
exception
more so,
though is
don't you?
Midwesterners. Like I used to work with a bunch of Midwesterners from like Wisconsin and North Dakota and places like that, and they would just straight up have like steak and potatoes and a glass of milk for dinner. Just a glass of milk with dinner. Listen, with
Yeah.
breakfast or lunch, I can kind of understand, but with dinner, with a steak, they'd be having like literal. I'm not joking. I watched them eat a lobster roll and a glass of milk.
Oh my gosh,
That is a crazy
that's
meal.
Bizarre.
That's a quite a pairing. Yeah, that's
That is
I'm
a
on your guys'
crazy
side. That's
meal.
fucking weird.
that is definitely yeah. I would if you told us that if you like had a glass with every meal, I'd be more concerned than the before bed. The before bed makes sense. Like I need my little heavy
It wasn't
something.
supposed to be a before bed drink. That was like my wake up drink. I was like, that was like more of a breakfast type thing for me. Okay, I was like, I got out of bed,
It's a
you know, I'm ready to
breakfast
go.
milk.
drink a glass
Breakfast
of milk.
milkies.
Listen, bro. Why are we talking
Whatever.
about milk? Your first topic. Ignore was supposed to give us a good topic today about beating kids. Okay, so why he put in we obviously have like we talk about things we want to talk about on the podcast. One of his topics he suggested was beating kids. So take the floor. Go ahead.
I need to let you know it's not me, okay? Prison Joe, myself,
What are you
and
putting back on
Tasty.
me?
We didn't bring it up. I did bring it up, but I brought it up in the Hamilton live stream, okay, Hamzy? And okay, I was sitting outside. I was watching Hamzy on my second monitor. Main monitor had either RuneScape or porn on it. I don't remember which one, but like. There were two people outside. There was an African-American woman taking her child, and she was disciplining her child outside of my apartment window. The kid was fucking crying, and I heard just like through my fucking headphones, I heard like a, and I was like, oh, jeez, what is going on out there? And I was like, yo, Hamilton, there's a kid getting his ass beat outside my house. What are your thoughts? And
Okay, where
Hamilton's
was
like,
she? Did you see her or did you just hear?
I just heard it. My blinds are closed.
Okay, so you don't know if it was where strikes to the head or to the backside.
I have no idea
Okay.
what it was, but I could hear the smacks. And I brought it up to Hamilton because, I like to talk to my friends while I'm on Twitch about what's going on. And Hamilton, the
No, you
first thing he
don't.
says, he's just like,
That's the first serious comment I've seen you post on Twitch in at least 3 weeks, bro. But you go
Don't worry
ahead. You
about
go
it.
ahead.
and Hamzy, the first thing he says, we can roll the clip after this, but I will say Hamzy was like, you know what? I agree with her. You should beat your kids. Otherwise, they're going to turn out like Tasty. And I want you to,
That is
I want
so
you to expand
true.
on that. Hell, what do you mean by that?
Listen,
What do you
man.
mean by that?
Listen. I'm not talking about like bruising your kids or like giving them injuries. I'm talking about like the way you would beat a dog. You're not gonna beat a dog like
What?
Whoa,
you're not-
whoa. Roll
Go
back.
on.
What?
Let him finish. Let him finish.
Let him cook. Let him cook. Go
If
ahead.
he's gonna incriminate himself, he's gonna incriminate himself. Just let him do it.
Okay.
bro.
Okay.
You can fuck people's wives, but
If
you can't
you
kill
were
dogs,
to,
bro. That's
if you
fine.
were to, if you were to physically strike your dog in any manner, like what are you doing it for? What reason are you doing it?
I'm
to
not.
inflict pain on your dog,
I'm
or are
not
you
doing
doing it
that.
so that it knows that it did something that it
I thought
shouldn't
we
do
were talking
again?
about beating humans. Why would now I
Listen,
feel like we should talk about beating
babies
dogs.
and dogs
what's
are
acceptable?
raised actually very similarly, dude. It's called, I believe, conditional.
Were you put in a fucking kennel as a kid? Is that what you're trying to tell us now?
No. It's something
going to the
conditioning.
doghouse.
Not where you do it every time, but where you do it sometimes. That's like the most effective. And it's not like you're like with a dog. You're not gonna. Hurting my dog doesn't do anything. You roll up the newspaper and you honk it on the head, and then it knows that it did something wrong. It doesn't receive a bruise. It doesn't receive any like long-standing injury, but it knows not to get on the carpet next time. And that is the same way we should approach our children in this
Well,
country.
let me ask
I
first. Who
think,
all
and this
here has owned a
universe.
dog at one point or another in their life? Everybody, I would say.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
not had a
I've-
dog.
You've
Lived
not.
with people who own dogs, which counts.
Okay. Well, that was pretty similar to what I did. I would never use a newspaper, but it was always like I would always give the tap on the ass, and then you want to stand over them and obviously let them know like as your posture should be that you are upset, like you're like mad, like you're mad at them, and obviously they understand when they're whimpering, like looking at you like, oh my god, don't kill me. So like I get that. Yeah, that makes sense. And I mean,
Yeah,
usually it
yeah.
works. Eventually it works. Eventually they will
So-
stop shitting on the carpet.
That's not beating your dog. That's just like that's disciplining. Like you started off by saying I will beat my dog, and like,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
not what you're doing. You're like
That's a strong opener.
Okay, man. Like the word is the range is flexible of what.
I think
is
the word
consi-
beating is flexible too, because I mean, you say you beat your meat every day. Are you abusing your cock or are you masturbating? You know what I mean?
I think that's a different
word
context.
I mean,
So
it's-
my
I'm
my,
a
my
vegan,
mom
I'm not
my
gonna lie.
mom actually had this technique when I was growing up, dude. So like my mom always wore flip flops
It's
around the
not
house.
about jerking off, is it?
yeah, I was gonna
no,
say your
no.
mom is helping you. Like,
My mom has
not
got-
about
is-
jerking
is
off.
the
No,
way
no,
you
we're going
said
back to the beating the
technique.
kids. No. I learned that from my dad. But let's talk about my mom first. So my mom had this technique where she always wore flip flops, right? And when I did something bad, my mom had this way where she would maintain eye contact with me. She would kick her foot up in the air and snatch her flip flop mid-air, and then just smack me with it.
It's called the chancla.
Yeah. The
Okay, I have a
chocolate
real
is-
question.
In Arabic, we called it the shahata.
Is that
It's got this.
is that like a common Middle Eastern thing? Because I had a Persian friend who said the exact same thing about her mom. She said she would always
Yeah.
kick up her flip flop and smack her with it.
Yeah. I think they all like learned it from each other, and they it was like a community tech kind of thing.
The
were
community
the rest
mom
of
tech.
you all beat as children as well? Let's go around.
I think we talked about it. I think we did talk about it on one podcast, but yeah, I mean, definitely, yeah. But that was the thing is, I was terrified. I was a belt. There was always belt for me and my dad and the belt. Mom never touched me, always dad, and that was honestly a bad thing because dad was usually working. He was out working, tending to the crops, and I'm sitting at home waiting, knowing when he gets there, I'm gonna get my ass beat. That was worse than the actual ass beating.
How do you know already? What did you do?
Well, I'd fuck up at school or whatever I did, or I'd piss my mom. I mean, my brother fight, and my mom. The worst time was honestly is me and my brother would fight, and my mom would try and break us up. And there's one time where mom got in the middle and she got pushed, and that was not good. That was not good for me or my brother. That's probably the worst ass whooping I got. Probably.
What was your mom doing stepping in the middle though? That's scary, dude.
Yeah, that's a her problem.
like you shouldn't have done that, but like also like
You tell that to my dad. Yeah, if I'd have said that to my dad, I don't think that would have went over well. I don't think that would have been
She
good.
should have stepped in.
Dad, she shouldn't have stepped in between. It was her fault for coming in. Like that's the thing. Like talking back to your parents, 100% makes it worse.
Yep.
I grew up in an immigrant family, so obviously that means there were many things thrown at me, and like there were like you had to realize when you had to hold your tongue, right? Because even in an argument with your parents, my parents were the kind who were just like beat first and ask questions later. So like you get your ass whooped, and then you bring it up to them like, hey, well actually you were wrong and I was right. They would beat your ass again for talking back, even though you were right. So like you just take the first ass whooping, hold your tongue, and just leave, so you don't get that second, even third ass whooping. That's like that's like you learn. That's your condition to not bring anything up.
So they wouldn't talk to you because my dad would always fucking like draw it out. He could go. He'd be like, "I'll be back." He'd go get the belt, and before he does it, he's like, "It's gonna hurt you more than it hurts me." All that bullshit. Just fucking keep talking, and then just wear my ass out, and until my ass is numb, and I lay there on the floor crying like a little bitch for a few minutes, and I get up and walk off and. I mean, yeah, honestly, it was a pretty good deterrent. I don't think that definitely helped. I mean, it wasn't I definitely got spanked multiple times, but I think in the long run, it was definitely helpful, 100%.
People tell me, they're like, hey man, the cycle of that kind of shit should stop, and you should stop it here now that you realize this bad behavior. And I look at it, I'm just like, look, if my parents had the pleasure beating their kids, my grandparents had the pleasure beating their kids.
Well,
You think
I
it
was gonna
stops
pose a
with me?
question to you. It's
Fuck you.
changed. It's changed a lot. It's even within the law, it has changed a lot with how you can discipline your kids.
Really?
What's considered discipline and what's considered abuse. Yeah, for sure. So that's the thing is like, especially, do you think that's more of? You think it's more of an us issue or just times changing? Because I feel like there is, in a way, a more effective way of disciplining your child now just because of all the devices they have access to. That is going to do more than you beating them in a way. Because when I was growing up, I didn't have no fucking iPad. I didn't have no fucking I didn't have all this shit. Like I didn't even have any video games. Like I remember on the last podcast talking about I always go to my friend's house because they had consoles and video games and stuff. So there wasn't too much to take away from me. I mean, I guess they could make me not go outside, but they're not going to do that.
When you said devices, I didn't think it took me a second before I understood you meant that like phones and PCs and that kind of stuff. I was like, torture devices? What do they have these days, bro? What do they use on kids these days, dude?
All right, little Seth, get on the table.
No colors.
Guys, I'm gonna be
No
a libtard
colors.
for a second, and I'm sorry
Yeah.
about it. But as much as I would love to say that like people are just like not disciplining their kids with like violence and stuff as much because of device and things like that, I believe that the reality of the situation is honestly just that like modern behavioral therapy has advanced to the point where, you know, psychologists and stuff have found that positive reinforcement and, you know, not physical beatings and stuff are actually better ways of parenting. So I think it's less of like, no, you shouldn't hit your kids, and more like actually hitting your kids is like not the best thing you could do for them. Actually, there are better ways to, you know, make them behave the way you want to.
Well, I said not to bruise them.
Listen, you can do whatever you
So-
want. I'm just saying.
Bro.
I'm just saying it's not the best method. You know,
Um,
it just isn't.
They would never go for
It's
your
very
arms or
barbaric.
feet or anything that was visible. It was always like the back or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ass.
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel like it's up to the kid too. I feel like, I mean, all kids are different how in the way they are. Because I definitely had
Right,
friends whose parents beat them, and they still didn't respect them, and they were still scared of them. I think it depends on the child as well too, 100%. I feel like, but it just gives you more options. Now I feel like there's just a lot more options we have today. And yeah, I mean, if you go past that line at all, like as a parent, you can go to jail really quick, like really fast, if you do. So
I do
it is,
agree with Zoe though, like that. Now there's more knowledge about that area. You know, all of us can know about that, learn about that field. Like, you know, in order to, you know, the right way to discipline children. You know, when you're not happy with what they do, you don't have to immediately run to beating them. Our parents just like literally, they don't have access to that kind of stuff, right? All they heard was from like what their parents told them or what they grew up with. In their mind, like,
Yo, this flip flop tech.
Hey, we'll see. We'll see how the next generation turns out. I guess of like all the kids that
It's
were
not good
parenting.
so far.
does Gen Z?
I was gonna say it's not looking the best, but maybe it'll be better.
How
now.
good
We'll
is this
see.
therapy that we're talking about? You know, like it's not. It doesn't seem to be working yet. I don't know. I'll give it a
It's
few
like, I
more
know that
years,
like our
but-
generation is not the best, but the one after us, I mean, it is. It's tough. It's tough.
I look out amongst the crowd. I'm like, dude, there's some people out there that need to get beat. Like, it shows that they do not. Like, it's pretty clear, man. Like, I got beat, you know.
I feel like it's not just people. Some people need to be beat. Some of these people need to get in a fight, like have their ass beat, and be humbled. I think, like with an equal opponent, not like an authority figure. Like with an equal opponent, just have their ass beat. I feel like
I
that
say
is
that
actually
all the fucking
Honestly,
time.
that's probably one of the
Oh my
most
God.
humbling things you
it
can
is
ever
super humbling to
experience.
get your ass whooped. It is. It gives you self-awareness.
Getting your
I think.
ass
Self-awareness.
absolutely beat by someone equal or smaller size to you is like, wow, I'm not shit.
Yeah. It's good.
Or so I've been
It
told.
lets you know. It lets you know what you're made of. It really
Allegedly.
lets you know what you're
What do
made
you mean
of. Because when you're in that position where you're getting your ass beat, you're at the end of the fight or flight. You know what I mean? So you really get to like get in tune with what you're made of at that point. And once you go to that place, I feel like you're a different person after that. 100%.
Being in consistent fights is great. I think like it was. I remember when I was a
Consistent.
kid growing up, like between the ages of probably 8 and 11, maybe. Yeah, we probably started getting too big after 11. But like every Thanksgiving, all the extended family would gather together. You know, we were all hanging out, and halftime of the football game, the midday football game, they'd turn that shit off and they would just have me and my cousin just all out brawl for like 5 minutes. They would just and everyone around would watch, and we were hyped. Like me and my cousin, first of all, best friends. Like we are ride till we die. That's C Papa Slice, right? I'm T Papa, that's C Papa. Like that's just, but yeah, aunts and uncles would gather around and we would just beat the fuck out of each other.
Okay, that's amazing. That's great actually, but that is also a controlled environment. That's not like that's not
I
getting
wanna
your
go
ass
back to
beat
this,
by
just, like,
someone.
You like were they just like on the side like betting? Your dad was like, "Yo, $5 on my kid,
But it
beating the
just
fuck out
felt
of
like a
yours, bro."
cockfight. You know, it feels like a chicken fight. Like
It was, there was no
throwing money in.
There was no betting, but there was a lot of cheering. Like it was, you know, we wanted to put on a good show, you know, like me and my cousin, like we weren't saying no, like it was fun. It was, you know, it was sanctioned almost. It was like, yeah, our mom said it was okay. Let's fucking go. Like this is fun. Everyone's watching. I
That's
loved it.
crazy.
Phenomenal.
I didn't have an audience, but that's why I'm thankful for my brother. We don't really have a relationship now, unfortunately. But when I was growing up, we'd fight, and basically it was sanctioned in the way as our dad would let us fight until somebody was losing, pretty much. is essentially how that would typically go.
I think that's
I'm
how
thankful for that.
most fights outside of things usually go. People fight until someone's like, "Ooh, he's losing now." Like,
Yeah, those are things I
Then
don't
you
like
just
to see.
start
That,
feeling
like
bad.
when someone gets just like fucking slept, and then like they're just letting this dude waylay on somebody who's like clearly just they're done. Like that's tough to watch. Like it's definitely
But
good to have
that's
somebody there
also
to pull
like
them off.
different. That's what I was talking about when you have like a controlled environment. Like you
Yeah.
completely
Mhm.
have run the like. There's no risk of that happening. Whereas like if you get in like a street fight.
Street fights are so different.
Yeah, street fight's way different
No.
for sure.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I think that's amazing, dude. Get in the boys' backyard, whatever you want to do. You know, maybe someone has an accident. You guys all got like start taking care of him, whatever. Like, you know, like you're not gonna get fucking wailed on while you're unconscious. You don't know if that's gonna happen to
Yeah.
you. You just like get your ass beat.
Did
out
you
in
guys
public.
like in school have it to where? Because I feel like part of it's just in us, I guess, in some type of way. Because all of the like the boys around my age, like we always wanted to like we wanted to fight. Like we just wanted to like in the bathroom, people wanted to like fight and just like for fun, not as like I hate you. Just like they wanted to like slap box or like body shots only. Like always some type of like fighting or some type of competition that's in regard to like fighting each other. There was like always something
Boys being
going on.
boys, dude?
Yeah,
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 at
that's-
school, at school we wouldn't fight, but after school all the time, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We had like a little like MMA like kind of ring with all our friends, and yeah, it went a little too far. I definitely got hit in the throat a lot, so I stopped going to those. But yeah.
Did you fight a lot?
No, well, it was just like horsing around, like fucking around, but yeah, there like my best friend at the time like pinned me down, and he was like 100-something pounds. I was like, what the fuck? Like, how do you pin me down? I'm a big dude. I'm like 250 at the time, and yeah, he pinned me down and just like punched me straight in my throat. It was like a cheap shot, and I was like, okay, I don't know if we're best friends anymore. So,
That's fucked.
yeah,
Damn, dude.
yep. And then I made
Did you
new
guys-
friends.
Oh, true. Did you guys all have like one parking lot that was like the designated fight parking lot? I feel like
did.
everybody had like a
I
Walmart
did.
or a McDonald's.
We had a field.
or
Yeah, we had a
field?
park.
Oh,
yeah,
We had
yeah,
a park.
yeah.
Yeah.
park.
It was-
Love it.
I went to a pretty, it was a decently Kona high school. It was like a mixture. It was a pretty big mixture. But there's this place like down the road from the high school called the Black Dog Market. And it's just like this store. It wasn't a gas station. It was just like a convenience store. And they had a huge gravel parking lot. And, like every day, there's just big trucks and like nice cars. Because there's like a big mixture of like demographic at the high school I went to. There's like all the country kids. And there's like the rich kids from Brentwood, Tennessee, which is like a super, like, that's where all the country music singers live and stuff. A lot of very wealthy families there. And a lot of those kids were going to my high school. And there's just a big mixture down there. And that was always where the fight would go down, in the gravel parking lot, which is probably not ideal for fighting. But that is typically where a lot of things would go down. People go down there, meet up. There's some girls that get it on down there like crazy. Some insane. Like I remember watching a girl. She's sitting up on her boy's like truck bed, like the back of it was down, just sitting there, and a girl just comes up, just rips her off of it by the head, like by the hair, and they just start going at it. Like that's just a vivid. I remember I had the best footage of that video. That's why that moment was important to me, because it was like Prison Joe early in his vlog days. Fucking like I had a great video of that, and everybody wanted it. And, like that was the most popular I probably was that entire year. Like it's kind of like the up and close. But this one girl, yeah, she beat the shit out of this other girl. But
Girls get fucking wild when they're fighting each other, dude. Like
They
my
do,
most
yeah.
memorable fight that I remember was kind of similar to what Seth was saying. This didn't happen in our parking lot area, but it happened in the cafeteria. This girl found out that like her boyfriend was like this girl was cheating on him, or he was cheating on him with this other girl, some shit like that. We're in the cafeteria. You know those fucking plastic lunch trays, right? She pulls up behind this girl with one of these plastic lunch trays out of fucking nowhere. I'm sitting I'm sitting on the one table over, just like watching this go down. Like, why is she holding a tray like that? That's a little weird. Fucking smashes her across the back of the head with it, and then they start fucking going at it. It was pivotal moments in my life. Just
That's
it's
so
lovely.
sick.
Right? I wish
I'm
I
so
got a
mad I
video of
never
that
did
because
that.
like, oh man.
I
It was
wanted to segue from that into this this thing that I think Saints gave this to us. A sponsored bill by the Senate. I believe this is like upwards of like 40 senators requiring you to be above the age of 18 to go onto the internet. I think. Let me read this one more time. Essentially,
I think that's not correct.
going.
I'm pretty sure it's just a bill that
Oh,
wants
you have
people
to
to validate their identity.
You have to submit your driver's license if you're over 18. Is what this is saying, I believe. Yes, like you said, you have to provide your identity and your address, etc. if you're over the age of 18.
Use the internet? Is that what you're saying?
To use the internet, yes.
So, like they would be able to like track your.
You'd be giving them
internet
your
data.
home address. You'd be giving them your home address and all that. Yeah, basically, essentially to use the internet.
Sounds like China.
That's
what I'm
wild.
saying.
Yeah, I don't know
It
about
sounds
that.
like real like control. Yeah, like what is good
So-
with that?
I'm gonna come in
highly
with a
doubt that's
counter
going
argument to this.
anywhere.
You know, think about I hate the idea of giving our data to the government and all that kind of shit. I agree with that, but on the flip side, think about all those fucking weirdos, especially on RuneScape Twitter, who hide behind a fucking anime profile picture and say whack shit to you guys. Okay, now the government and you can potentially know who the fuck that is when it's some fat fucking netbeard sitting in the middle of goddamn Wisconsin saying stupid shit to you. You're gonna be like, I can fucking find you. I know who you are. You can't say whack shit to me like that anymore. You know? Like,
How are you gonna find them?
I don't think majority of people
Yeah, I
would
don't
agree,
think
but
you're
if like
finding
if
them.
you
What
if
does that
you-
have to do with you finding them?
That's what I was about to say. Is like if
worry
if
about
they
it.
gave us an option to where we could also see that information of other people interacting with us online, I might pay. I'd be down, honestly. I don't give a fuck. You can pull up here if you want, but like
I
know-
wouldn't,
know-
bro.
I know
That would be.
most people-
Then they can
most-
find mine.
I-
Like
I
as
know
much
most
as
people
I'd love to
wouldn't like that.
find.
Yeah, most people are not gonna like that, but I'm down. Fuck it.
I feel like it would. I don't know. I'm just guessing here, but I feel like it would be more of like a criminal investigation kind of thing, which like
Yeah.
personally I would kind of love. Like there's been a few instances where people have done things to me that I would love to have like taken some sort of action on, but
Picture
I
of their
did not-
house. Send it to
Yeah,
them.
but I did not know their like actual name or anything, so there's like nothing I could do. But I
Right.
mean, if you think about it, like for like fucking child predators and shit like that, it would just make things really easy.
That's true.
But I
That's a good
also
point.
respect
anonymity.
anonymity. Sorry,
Thank you, Dr. Noble.
I respect
don't worry.
anonymity as well, but you know what I mean.
I don't trust the government. Yeah, no, I don't want them having shit, dude. That's scary.
Yeah, that's freaky.
So, like,
out.
It would be terrifying because what if they're keeping track or tabs on stuff like, say you Google anything like, what is the dosage
Right,
of
of course,
mushrooms?
the first thing you thought
well,
of.
they
was what
already
you've
are
been
keeping
Googling.
track of that.
Yeah, look,
Yeah.
yeah, don't worry about it, man. I Google some
Wait,
stuff.
who do you think has the most
like a
sus search
misdemeanor,
history in
it's
here?
fine.
Okay, here, let's do this. On 3, everybody say who has the most sus search history in this call. 1, 2, 3.
Ignoble.
Me.
Hamzy.
Hamzy.
Wow,
I'm just very
wow.
curious about shit, dude. It's
That's
not,
surprising.
like-
I
Yeah, it's
wasn't
purely
expelling-
curiosity.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was saying it from like a purely like law level. Like if the
Exactly.
police were to look at the Google
Yes.
records, I think Hamzy would be in the most trouble.
Yes.
Well, dude, if I see like he made a bomb, like he got on a flight and made a bomb out of like a water bottle in this, I'm like, dude, how to make a bomb out of? I'm just like curious how did this happen, and then I search it and I'm like, oh fuck, dude, like I just typed that in my computer, like
Hamzy's like,
I don't
I'm
think
the
about it until
research
after.
and I
man.
looked up bomb on. You're
Oh,
already on the
fuck.
list, bro. It's over. Like you're
I can confirm that putting bomb in any search engine on the internet it's not good. It is.
No, yeah, they have a
Not good.
database for that. Wasn't
Yeah,
it
they're-
like the Patriot Act or something? They can
That's
like,
a big database for that.
yeah.
What
Dude,
if you're just saying, like,
okay,
you
so
are the
actually,
bomb?
that actually happened. I might have told this on a previous cast, but so I'll keep it short. But there was a guy in my school, small school that I went to in college, and they found through his search history, like because they like infiltrated his search history and saw the shit that he was looking up, they went into this kid's apartment and found him making bombs, a bomb, and he
Like he
pleaded
was
it
caught in
as
the
like,
act.
dude, he had a bomb in the making in his house. And the way he got caught was through some like data, like they found his search history from afar. They found him what he was looking up and
Yeah.
what he was the information he was getting, and he actually used it to make what could have been turned into a bomb. And it was this whole like big debate because they were like, oh, even his roommates were not like in the same social circle as him, but they were like, no, he's just a very like scientific guy. He's just curious and he's just like makes like these like projects. He's not like a dangerous guy at all. And I'm like, dude, this guy's like we're a small school, dude. Like if he's taking down one of these buildings, like I'm fucking in there probably. Like this is not like it's not something you can just do. And this guy was like 19 years old, man.
Ripe young
Why-
bomb making age.
Yeah, there's a difference
How-
between
My que-
potato
What
clocks and bombs.
did he get?
for
Did he
sure.
get charged or did he go? Did he do time? Like, what was his? Did he get convicted? Do you know the end result or no?
He got deported.
He was.
He was
Sorry.
not from this
here.
country.
He was here illegally, or
That's-
they just revoked his whatever he had.
Yeah, he was
He's
not
a-
from this country.
So they just
See ya.
got rid of him. Well, I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
fair enough, I guess.
You can't go into another country and start to make a bomb. Right?
That's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Probably on the
fair
list of
conclusion.
things to be a U.S. citizen. Like, hey man, if you want to stay here, probably don't make bombs.
I don't want to. I don't remember exactly where he was from. He's from like Eastern European. Maybe it might have been like, I don't know.
course
Maybe
he
it might have
was.
been like Serbia, Russia, something around there.
So I guess the question comes to okay, one, incognito doesn't change anything, right? Just asking for a friend. Like even if I use incognito, they'll know. Okay, fuck. But
Bro, just turn your Wi-Fi off. You're fine.
so like,
Just use
what if
Bing.
you
No
were
one
looking
uses
up?
that.
So I remember one specific thing. You know, I don't know if you guys watch Breaking Bad, right? But super mild spoilers. There's a part
Great
where
show.
you needed to get rid of a dead body, right? And there's like that, like how do you dissolve or get rid of a dead body? And that made me really curious. I'm like, ooh, how do I get rid of a dead body? You know, so you start googling that kind of stuff. So
yeah,
like,
that's like. You know,
That's not
a
the
normal
way.
thing.
That's not the way. But if you
So,
want to
like,
know,
how
hit
do
me
you-
up sometime. We can talk about it.
okay.
I
Well,
think
if
you
you
gotta
are
dismember.
Yeah, I think Ignoble now has the most sus search history.
I was expecting all of you to say Noble. That was a joke. but
I said
heard
Ignoble.
okay. Well, I heard
I
Hamzy
still
twice.
think
I was
Hamzy.
like, wow.
I
that's
still
so
think Hamzy
surprising.
because Hamzy's the kind of guy who'd just be going into
He's
like,
curious. He's a
He
curious.
thinks of
Yeah.
something, he immediately Googles
Yeah.
it, you know. And
He's a bit curious.
on like a tangent, do you think that's a good thing or bad thing to have that kind of access to information that we have? Like, you know, anytime we think of anything, for myself, if I think of anything I don't know, I just jump into Google and I just think
I
like,
think if we're trying to uphold like the core values of what like we think America is in a lot of ways, I think you should have access to that. If that is what you want to do. If not, I would say no. That's my opinion though. I feel like
You mean more
I
in
feel like
gen-
it's fair.
Like more in
I
general.
meant more of like a
Ignoble,
general, not like
yeah,
data privacy
back in the
thing. I was
day, if
thinking-
you're like, I wonder how to make a pie, you'd have to like go to the library and like get a cookbook.
Exactly.
You can't just Google it.
Yeah.
Do you have
I
any
don't know,
books
like,
on
ask you
bomb
very
making?
I
There's
think we
two
consider
sides to
ourselves-
it. Like,
Yeah.
I think if you
Yeah.
look at
Go
older
look at the
people, a lot
library,
of
Do you have
older
any
people-
books? Do you have any books on how to get rid of a dead body? Just by
Yeah,
curiosity?
Just curious.
I think if you
I
look
mean,
at like older people, a lot of older people like are experts in one thing, you know, because they did a bunch of research. Whereas a lot
Yeah.
of younger people now kind of know a little bit about everything. It's hard
That's
to
kind
like
of true. Yeah.
have the attention span of like really learning something when on the internet you can kind of just like click off of it at any point. So there's ups and downs to it for sure.
Yeah.
I get overwhelmed because like if sometimes I think about like, hey, you know, I'm not an audiophile. I want new headphones or something. What should I get? Then you get bombarded by 3,000 Google sites on Google that tell you what the best set of headphones are. They're all different. You go to YouTube. Everybody has a 15-minute YouTube video about why one pair of headphones is better than
Who's
the
getting
other.
sponsored by what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then you have fucking 9 Rain is like, hey guys, try out Raycon. Trust me, it's great, guys. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's just like, what do I do? I just feel so overwhelmed when I'm just trying to find like, hey man, I
Yeah.
need something, just a quick.
It's a lot of
Yes.
information, but I feel like when you start trying to restrict information, who does that? And like I feel like that poses a much bigger issue, especially
Yeah.
with how people
Yeah,
are these
yeah,
days.
yeah.
If
That's
you
like
start
North Korea,
restricting-
dude.
If you
They do
start
that.
when you start restricting things, you know, especially like with what we have now, because we consider ourselves a free society, we have the means to at least maybe not do something back, but try something back, and people with the mentality who would actually do it as well. So it would be, yeah, that'd be probably a bad thing, I would say, more than likely.
They do that in Korea, Hamzy?
Well, North Korea, I know, has a big.
Well, there's a lot of countries where like information is restricted, but they don't have. It's different there because they've always been on the line of that, right? It's not like
Do
it's
they
like
even
America.
have? Do they even have YouTube or Patreon in North Korea? Like, do you think anyone in North Korea has ever watched?
If you're watching from North Korea, put one.
If you're
in the
watching it
comments.
from North Korea, type 1.
North
We can
Korea
help you.
VPN.
Let us know.
Yeah.
The best, my favorite part of this is like sometimes we'll be playing CS:GO and like you can tell by someone's ping like where they're from sometimes, and like so if you see Chinese characters and like a really high ping, like you know that they didn't just swap their name to Chinese characters. They're like obviously like they're in China and they're playing. And there's been multiple times where someone on the other team is really good and they're clearly in China, and then you just have to type Tiananmen Square and they get muted for the rest of the match. It's so fucking funny, dude.
That's some technology right there.
Bro.
Wow.
Yeah. So like the filters go that deep till your CS:GO game chat will permanent or like mute you for the rest of the game if someone on the other team types Tiananmen Square.
That's insane.
That's fucked up, T Papa.
Yeah, it's really fun.
T Papa might have lost the game, but he won the war. Nice social credit, idiot.
Yeah.
I lost the game.
With giving information out though, this is the next thing on here is with Apple. So apparently Apple is going to they're going to give you the option for them to take data from you to turn that data into an AI version of yourself. And I guess one of the selling points of this is if you die one day unexpectedly, your loved ones can text you or tell you goodbye.
Okay. I have one cool ass idea for this.
It's a good topic.
I have one cool ass idea for this, okay? I want to give them access to my Twitter account and just post one banger every Wednesday at like
need
midnight. Like,
Wait, yeah.
imagine we all die and all of our Twitter accounts still around the same time
There'd
based
be some
after
funny
dark
tweets going
podcast. They just post some fucking off
I can
the
see it,
wall
dude. Hamzy
shit.
dies and his Twitter account's just like having a Four Loko with Neil deGrasse Tyson in hell right now, having a good time. Hope you guys are doing well, or some shit like that. Just like
Hashtag
every week.
living my best afterlife.
Oh my gosh.
I want to be.
there
I want to
is a
turn
lot
into
of
an
data of
AI.
us.
I
Yeah.
want to turn into an AI that can be like a schizo Twitch chatter, but like relevant. You know what I mean? Like, you know the bots that are like they make no sense. I want to be one of those bots that like sometimes they're typing in there. You're like, wait, is that actually a bot or is that like a real person? Because they're like responding to what's going on. I want to be like that.
Well,
That'll be me
I've had one of those
reincarnated.
recently in my Twitch chat. Like, obviously, after like a few messages, I found out like it's clearly a bot, but its name is Alejandro. I think it's been in T-Pop, and maybe it's been in all of
Yeah.
your streams, but it's been in T-Pop stream. It's actually like it was kind of funny at first because some of the messages are fucking hilarious. Like it like they're like blurring the lines. Like one time it just said QNeeks is winning the hide and seek game, it appears, and which is just a hilarious fucking message considering he's been like basically missing for fucking months amongst a lot of other things. Or it called Uberu bald one time, which was so fucking funny, dude. It was
Yeah.
fucking hilarious.
Who
I forgot what the
made
message
this?
was.
It has
I
to be
don't
someone
know.
we
Oh,
know.
he's a programmer. He's like
Yeah,
he
his
does
the name is actually a URL. It's like alejandro7.com.
Yeah.
I went on the
Yeah.
website.
It's a big
It-
marketing.
It's
It's all a big marketing scheme for his website. Honestly,
it just kind of links his GitHub and stuff. But yeah,
Yeah, and like the bot is I like it because we can just leave it around, and then as soon as it just gets annoying, you just time it out for a day, and then it'll just be back on the next stream. So that's
I mean, it's
basically
honestly
what my-
content
yeah.
for you, and it's a
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
great play for him. To be honest, like
Yeah,
this guy
it's
just like
Smart.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's entertaining. Once as soon as it gets annoying, that you just get rid of it for the day. You just time it out for a day, and then sometimes it comes back in the next stream. Sometimes like the stream after that, it's like kind of random.
yeah.
But, it
I
is
can
funny.
see how it would get annoying though. Not like the cool bots like Make Homie or like Milk Homie. Sorry, or like
Homie.
DJ.
I think it
Cumbot.
gets annoying when the chat when
Cumbot,
your chat kind of lulls for a little bit, and it's just kind of like you gaming or whatever, and you're not like talking as much, and it's just still like throwing messages out there. That's when it gets annoying. But when like a bunch
we
of
get
people
it,
are
dude.
like when a bunch of people are saying stuff like that, that is when it's like best because it like plays off other people's
Yeah.
messages.
There's
But,
a lot of content of us online. If you imagine we just fed in like, the 50 something episodes of Based After Dark that we have, all of like your Twitch VODs, your Twitch chat history into an AI thing, bro. Your tweets.
well,
I don't know, man.
I don't know if
think
you
we could
saw,
make
like
something
somebody took in all of XQC stream, and there was an AI version of
I saw
XQC streaming the other day with 1,500
so good.
viewers.
There's one
1,500
part.
viewers.
There's one part here.
Might
where
even
he's
be
like,
better.
Oh, he's like talking about his old car, and he's like, "Oh, that bitch is driving my old car." It's like unreal.
Oh my god,
Dude, it's like it honestly will probably be better. Like it's like you, but you never run out of energy.
That's true.
Yeah, well, I mean, we talked about it last episode. They might be having an AI Hamzy coming out, which is terrifying. I mean, that guy had fucking what, 30 of your Twitch VODs, and he's like, what is he like? He might be creating an AI Hamzy. Never
Oh
know.
yeah, I don't know what this was, but there's a guy who it looks like he's like programmed a bot to. He has this like YouTube channel, and his YouTube channel profile picture is me, like sitting in this chair, like screenshot
Yeah.
from my webcam, and he like auto uploads all my VODs and my clips that get over like a certain amount of views just straight to YouTube, and they're all like the same title, the same everything. It's me. It's like this person's channel is just all me. And like, I don't really know what to. I was like, oh, this is kind of funny. And someone was like, I posted it in my Discord, kind of just like as a joke, like, oh, look at this. This is funny, I guess. And someone was like, hey, you know, you can actually like DMCA this person. I'm like, all you have to do is like go to this link and fill
You
out
told
this
us
thing.
you striked it in it last episode. You told us you striked it and it didn't. You got denied. What is the update of that? Because
No, I haven't gotten any denied, any update since the denial. And they told me that my like strike, my DMCA strike of theirs was flagged as fraudulent, and I have to like prove that I'm like not fucking around.
what did you send them after that? Did you send them like all your stuff?
Hamsy's the.
I
That's so funny,
I sent them, and I was like, I'm emailing you from the fucking email that is associated with this Twitch account. And I said, let me know what information you require to prove that this is literally me, and I'll do it. And they just never answered me back.
Interesting.
Very
And they said it would be
common thing
if it
with
wasn't
Twitch.
if I didn't give them an answer in 7 days, that they would delete my YouTube account.
I mean, you gave it to him. I was gonna. That just reminded me to ask Uber. Like you are banned from Twitch right now,
Mhm.
and you said it's been what, a week and a day, or
Yeah,
so,
it's
or
been
8 days.
it's been 8 days. Yeah.
8 days. Okay. And you've emailed them once or multiple times?
Well, I had the person who I was chatting in their stream email them through Twitch support, and then I also sent in an appeal. And with my appeal, you're not supposed to send in more than one because like it might reset or it might go to the end of the line or whatever. It might just mess up my chances. So I just send in one long appeal, and I'm pretty much at the mercy of them just like responding to me. So it could be another week, it could be months, it could be
Yeah.
a year. You know, you're never gonna know because I
That's-
feel like with indefinite they are going to take way longer just because they
Well, yeah, and that and
severity.
the affiliate status is what I was telling a lot of people is if you're an affiliate or a non-affiliate on Twitch, they will take their sweet fucking time responding to anything.
How
to
long
you.
was Jake banned for? Does anyone remember?
Jake
It
was
a long
3
time.
months on
Heard
the day.
months.
3, and he was
That's
an
a
affiliate
long
at the time.
fucking
That was
time.
because he was literally about to get partner. He was very close, and he got banned. And then, like we talked about earlier, he came back
no,
and he got
he
partner.
applied to partner, and like his
Yeah, that's what
application
got him.
flagged his shit because he had the burner account, and
Yeah.
the actual application fucked him.
Yeah, but he came back and got it, and yeah,
Very
he
fast
waited.
after.
He waited forever. And I think a lot of that had to do with the affiliate status. So it's like the only good thing we talk about the benefits of being a partner with Twitch. There's not many, but there's one I will vouch for is them responding to your email pretty quickly. If you have any support type stuff, you have anytime I've needed support from them that I've emailed them since I've been a partner, their response is within like a day or two. Usually, it's really fast. And I've probably sent 5 or 6 emails at this point about a multitude of things, and they've always responded fast. Because I think there's like a queue just for Twitch partners, and obviously there's a lot less.
My
Twitch
viewer
partners.
count's looking a little
Yeah.
low. Can you look into it?
That's what I said every time, and they just said no. That was the only response back.
Dude, I want to go back to the AI thing, man.
I
There
was
was
just saying,
a-
I am okay with
Yeah.
them taking my shit. Here's what I said though. I'm okay with them taking my information to make an AI as long as I can like see it, as if I can like interact with it as it's like if I can like see the finished product like before I
Yeah,
die.
yeah, yeah,
I want to
yeah.
like I want to be in control. I want to kind of have some like creative vision for this thing, and I'm more than okay with it. Honestly, I don't
Your
give a
AI
fuck.
version is kind of whack, dude. I think you should actually like make him a little funnier.
It's
I gotta go to
crazy. 'cause,
Twitter.
like,
No,
right
I would have
now-
never said this. Actually, you know what I would have said? You know,
You're tweaking it. That's how you're helping it. Like we have now AI voices. I don't know if you've been on TikTok and stuff like that. And there's the AI voice covers of so many different things are very, very good now. There was a phase where you had like all the different presidents and like a voice in a Discord call. That shit was funny as fuck. Now you have like AI musical covers of like SpongeBob, Plankton, and Mr. Krabs singing entire
is
songs
sick.
of like
Yeah, that shit
entire
go
pop songs. They're
hard.
done so well, and you're just
Yeah.
like, we got the voice part down. You can get the personality potentially down based on all the hundreds of thousands of hours of information that we have. Like, what's left just to get like a physical thing going next?
Hey man, I think
Holograms.
the Neuralink, robots, all that shit, like combining all that stuff, I think is reality for our society in the next couple decades, probably.
Yeah.
I would say, I would assume the way it's been going, at least, it's progressing pretty fast. And there's
My
Neuralink
crazy
scares
theory-
me.
and that's what we get to see. We get like this is stuff we get to see. Like we
Yeah.
we have it's in the topics, like talking about the government and the recent like discovery, and then basically saying they found like biomass and fucking UFO parts that they're trying to reverse
we would-
engineer, and people are getting
Yeah, yeah,
murdered, and like like all this shit. Like it's the same thing. Like this is the stuff we can see. So like who knows what is being made that is not available to the public.
So the government is definitely, years ahead in terms of research and that kind of stuff. And like in my, crazy theories that like they already have, models and stuff like that going. Like they already have like if you wanted to make a Twitch stream of Prison Joe, they have the technology right now to go out and make a complete AI version of Prison Joe, and everyone on the internet will think that he's real. And I'm sure that they're using it in
True.
some ways to like, I don't know, catfish people, in a more professional way, catfish people and catch them doing shit like that. I don't know. There's a lot of scary shit that could be being done by the government right now. So if you're listening to the government, hire me. I want to be part of you.
Hey guys, can I tell you something cool? While we were talking about AI stuff, I decided to just go on ChatGPT and say, tell me what the Based After Dark podcast is. And unfortunately, it doesn't have any information on podcasts from before 2021, but it's telling us that we have excellent branding. Listen to this. However, I can speculate that the name Based After Dark suggests that it could be a podcast that explores intriguing, unconventional, or unfiltered topics in a relaxed and uncensored manner. It might cover a wide range of subjects, including to, but not limited to, pop culture, technology, science, social issues, and personal experiences. The podcast may target a mature audience that appreciates candid and thought-provoking conversations.
That's
We
terrifying.
fucking nailed it on the head with the title, right?
That's
yeah.
amazing.
GPT dick riding. That's
I
crazy.
guess.
Yeah,
That's
really
sick, right?
though.
Yeah.
I'm about to bust.
That's
Damn.
One thing that it didn't get right, the one thing, you said the word mature. That is certainly
Well,
I mean,
not-
listen,
mature audience, like
it can
18
mean-
plus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It can mean,
Oh,
that
okay,
can mean a lot of
okay.
things. There's
Mentally
maturity. Maturity is age, and obviously there's the mentality part of that as well. Definitely age though. We're mature. We're mature age-wise.
And
For
children.
sure.
That's it.
That's crazy though. Holy shit.
Yeah, that honestly was spot on. That was actually really good.
I know they say ChatGPT like doesn't have access to certain things. I know. Are there other types of ChatGPT-esque bots that have access to internet? Like it can access, like, hey, access the wiki or access Twitch and do all these things. Because I've asked it before to do something for me before, and it's like, I'm sorry, I can't open these things.
Well,
Yeah,
just like,
yeah.
so that's free, right? Chat GPT is free, correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
Like that's available to anybody who wants to use
For
it.
now.
Mhm.
Well, for now, but that is what's insane though to me is that is free in access. Like that is what
For
is
now.
free. Like that is how good that is, and it's free. So like
It's not
private
gonna
companies
be-
who are like creating things that are like have millions of dollars pumped into them, I can't imagine, dude. That's a
We're getting
lot.
the drip feed, and then we're gonna start getting subscription fees
Yeah.
for like
Yep.
daily use. Yeah,
Mhm.
but like rewriting their
It's-
resumes with it and stuff like that.
It's
and
not
people
going
are
to be free
crutch
for.
on it.
It's not going
Yeah.
to be free for very long. There's no way.
It makes sense. I mean, like the fact that she could put that in there and it give that response is pretty wild. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's someone that I work with who like I saw like their emails like start to get really like a lot better. I went
The emails became verbose.
I went up to her. I was like, and she's very young too, like very like tech savvy, like up with the world and everything. And I was like, your emails got a lot better, It's like, yeah, I just would I was like, yeah, ChatGPT is treating you very well. She's like, I gotta get with the program here. Like,
I've definitely had like, paragraphs for like papers and stuff that I've been like, okay, can you rewrite this for me? I jump it in there. They make a fucking essay out of like a couple sentences. I'm just like,
Wow.
boop, boop, boop. That's mine now.
yeah, well, it gets really good when you can just like type it in like what you want, and it gives you the ChatGPT like obvious thing, and then you can be like, make this more casual, and then
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
no one knows now.
This one of the few shorts I've watched on it was a guy who was like basically doing an experiment, like seeing what a college professor would grade a chat GPT paper.
Yeah.
the-
You have
the
to
grades
go
were,
through
like,
like a couple
decent.
filters.
It wasn't like, yeah. it wasn't just a garbage. It was like gradable at least, which is impressive for what that is. So
I would have fucked that shit up in college, man.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
I feel
dude.
like if you used it for like Ignoble said, for like certain little things and like use it to kind of plug with, instead of like just write me this, like give it
Yeah.
enough to where it gives you like sections to go with. I feel like you could probably make a pretty good paper.
Yeah, it's definitely like you can't just be like, hey, write me a paper on X topic. That's like you could tell
It's
it just
too
comes off
broad.
so robotic and
Yeah.
not great. But like if you have like certain sentences where you're just like, I need synonyms for these words. I want to convey this idea in a better way. Like ChatGPT can help you, but you also have to iterate over it a couple. It's just great for as a thesaurus kind of thing, like a smart thesaurus. That's the way I look
Okay,
at
so like, is the world getting dumber or smarter? Because, like Zoe said earlier, when it comes to like our generation versus our like older generation, they all had their own trades and things that they were specifically good at. Whereas we are maybe not as good as like a specific thing, but like we're so good at finding information on whatever topic it has to be. And now you have this next generation that is not writing a single fucking college paper. They're just doing it all through AI. But at the same time, they're learning how to manipulate AI. Like that is a skill that will get you far in life. Like, are we going in the direction that is this just like the direction of intelligence for our universe?
It makes
Yeah.
sense, but at the same time, then that's why you see all the trade jobs and stuff that involves manual labor, and even like anything that involves like a manual activity or like some type of trade where you have to like use your hands or you got to be malleable. All that stuff, all the like prices for it is skyrocketing because people are not like there's not that many people getting funneled into that as there used to be. So all those jobs are paying way higher. Like even me, like working in the law enforcement world for a few years, like it was skyrocketing every year, like all across the nation, because nobody wants to fucking do that shit. Nobody wants to go out there and do that. There's so many other better jobs. Honestly, it just is what it is. Same with that too. But yeah, I mean, I definitely think you're right. It is definitely going more towards tech. The whole, especially once companies realize they can make people work from home and save and cut costs and cut corners doing that, it is 100% moving that way, I would say.
I'll
dude,
I'll bring this one thing in.
It could work out well, man. I've seen many like situations with myself at work where like I consider myself a creative person who can figure out problems and situations, but like just out of curiosity and like just using whatever resources I have, like my boss will tell me, hey, you need to figure out how we're gonna get this certain score up, and I'll literally like type it into ChatGPT. I'll give my whole explanation, and I'll be like, that's kind of a fucking good idea.
I feel like eventually it takes that turn though. Eventually, once you have AI that's good enough and you can pair it, like we said, like what's the next thing, like how you pair it with a robot or even a human or whatever, like whatever the link is. Once it's good enough to get it to do that and do those jobs I'm talking about that people don't want to do anymore, that is, I feel like, when that equals out eventually, because then you have this AI doing that for you, and they're doing it perfect, and you don't have to teach them anything. There's no investment with school time, training, nothing. You throw them in there, and they do the job, and they do it perfect. And if it's perfected, it's perfected.
It can totally get super, like, not to be like, oh, technology is going to take over the world and we're going to end up like a fucking Death, Love, and Robots episode. But, like, I can see, like, AI building off of itself and end up getting super, like, cookie cutter, like, you need that human aspect to tell you, oh, you know what? You missed your flight, but I'm going to, waive your penalty and leave. But, imagine the AI that's running that shit, like, boom,
That's
nope,
dangerous.
you missed your flight.
So there's a lot
Get
of
the
danger
fuck
involved
out,
with that, bro.
like-
There's a lot of danger because the people who are going to get a hold of that technology and make stuff for their own stuff for them that's like self-serving. That's where it gets dangerous. Where
think
Ignoble
you're
has
saying,
5
like,
AI women in his house
is-
at all time with their fucking feet out. Tell me how great he is.
I'd say that people today, like, I wouldn't say people are getting dumber. I don't think they're getting smarter either. But it's just it's an adaptation. You're adapting to the times. You're realizing what skills and what things you need to work on to further yourself. And the analogy that I want to use for here is back in the day, say like 100 years ago, computers and shit just didn't fucking exist, right? The mathematicians and stuff had to put a lot of time and focus into learning their multiplications, learning their fucking all the math shit going on, derivatives, integrations, all that kind of fun related stuff. But nowadays we have computers to do that kind of stuff. Computers can do all the number crunching, can do all the analysis for us, so that we as humans can tackle the higher level, the more abstract topics and not yet bogged down in the details. The creator of Wolfram Alpha and Wolfram Mathematica, if you guys have heard of that software package that does all that math shit for you, like you can type in a bunch of math stuff, have it do all that for you, while you can focus on like the higher level problem that you're trying to solve. And I think that's an adaptation, because you don't have to force yourself to sit there and learn all the times tables, learn what 200 times 532 is, so that you can use it for that as small part of the entire giant equation you're making. Have, you know, AI or computer do all that shit for you, so you can focus on big picture, other problems. And that has allowed us, you know, this will open up a whole set of other things that we can tackle as humans, but it's a whole brand new frontier.
I have a question for Oob, actually.
Yo,
as an artist, how do you feel about AI art?
Yeah, it's a like weird place with the art field. I feel like right now it's a little frightening, but I feel like Hamzy said, like you need like a little human intervention. There's no way you can like get away with just AI art in a design field or anything like that. Yeah, I don't know. Because I haven't worked in like a professional setting, but I know that anybody who tries to get their foot in the door with AI art is just not going to work. Because you kind of need that level of discernment with anything you're making.
Yeah, you'll never replace that human aspect.
No.
For what we know now, at least, what I'm saying. Like, for now.
Yeah, like
that.
10, 20 years from now, it could be really good. But right now, I'm not too worried about it.
Do you think that there's a higher chance that we all, like, civilization meets its end through AI killing us all, or nuclear explosions killing us all?
It's gonna be cockroaches, dude.
Nukes.
Well, it could be the aliens as well, from what pretty much Saintich filled us in on the day, which
Okay,
I was
tell me
watching. I
what
was
this
reading.
is.
It was.
Tell us about this.
We was reading about it a little bit, but essentially, there was a hearing today with 3 senators testifying about basically UFOs. They're calling them UAPs. We were talking about earlier how they're going away from UFO. They're calling it a unidentified
Aerial
aerial
phenomenon. Yeah.
Unidentified aerial phenomenon. This is what they're calling that, instead of a UFO, just not to sensationalize it and make it like tinfoil hat shit. But basically, they're saying that they have recovered biomass from crashes that is not of known origin on our planet. They've also there's also saying that there's been people who have been intimidated, hurt, or killed with the information based around these unidentified aerial phenomenons, and they have also been trying to reverse engineer the things that they have recovered, and people have been killed or hurt in the process of doing that as well. And another point they made was that this might not be extraterrestrial. It might be something that has always been here. There's a whole, like, it's a lot of information, but it's terrifying. It's exciting, but kind of terrifying.
Did any of you guys watch the
Bro,
Bob
you think you're gonna
Lazar
be
doc
special
on
enough to get killed by
Netflix?
aliens? You're fine.
No, I don't. I'm just saying, like, it's exciting, but like the thing is, like, here's the thing: if it is extraterrestrial, if they really have like,
were
if they have the
special
means,
enough
wait, let me
to
finish.
get killed
If
by
they- let me
aliens?
finish. If they do have the means to come from a different dimension or different universe, they probably have the means to get rid of us very fast. Is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
That's fine. We'll go
100%.
together.
Well, that's okay. I'm not like too terrified about that, but it is a possibility at least. But go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, because it wouldn't be a few of us. Like if anyone was, I mean, it wouldn't be us. But like if you, for example, were important enough to be killed by aliens, like our whole humanity would be wiped out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think the people weren't being killed by the aliens. The government was threatening to hurt them or harm them if they divulged information based around these findings that they've been finding.
That's Bob Lazar. Did you guys watch the Bob Lazar documentary on Netflix?
Yeah, that's
There you
a
go.
banger. That's such a good documentary. That is a good one. If you've not seen that, definitely watch. That is good. Definitely get your tinfoil hat on for that one. Maybe
I'm gonna put
consume
my
some
tinfoil
substances.
hat on here real quick.
Go ahead, send it.
And
You think that they're doing it to distract us?
no, I think I'm more on the boat that like this technology is already on this planet. You know, I don't know if you guys have watched the show on the History Channel called Ancient Aliens.
Oh,
There's
God.
a meme of that
I
guy.
don't know why I thought you were gonna say
George-
Interstellar.
No,
But what I said earlier, I was a little excited about it because Interstellar just got put on Amazon Prime Video for free, and I watched it the other day. So like,
The
I was already
aliens
in,
are
like,
here to help us.
yeah, I was already in the headspace.
So it's like, I mean, then you think about one of the examples a lot of people bring up is like, and the thing is like, TikTok is also sensationalizing this side of stuff as well. You know what? I was like, oh my, back in the day we used to watch the History Channel. Now kids on TikTok have like 2-minute versions of this too. One of them
Yeah.
is it talks about the pyramids. The pyramids that are in Egypt are, those are, we know them as one of the wonders of the world. It's super popular, but apparently across the entire world, in many different cultures, many different aspects, cultures that never, touched each other, had interactions, they had their own pyramids. They all built very similar structures. Maybe not, some are even bigger than the actual pyramids. They've been destroyed over time for now stuff, but there were many different things that had the exact same structure of the pyramids. And to this day, we don't know how the pyramids in Egypt were built. And one theory is that aliens came down and, helped build these things. And there was some giant, mega structure that it could have been a part of, or connecting things. I don't fucking know. But it's maybe put down the scientific hat, hit that bong a couple times and think about it. You're like, maybe, maybe.
There's a show on Netflix called Ancient Apocalypse that goes over all the pyramids and all their stuff too. It's so good, and it's kind of in line with that. Not necessarily aliens, but more of a second ice age, or the ice age that fucked everybody up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The only thing that makes it interesting is the fact that they've confirmed that the contractors they have the craft, and in those craft were non-human biomass. It's not human and nothing they've ever seen before. The technology would make more sense of where they've already had this stuff and it's just being tested or whatever. But the fact that they're finding biomass that is piloting these crafts, that is not of the origin of Earth. That is what piqued my interest the most, of reading through all this stuff. And just all this stuff that they've withheld, satellite imagery.
But how
of all
do they
the crashes
know it's not from Earth? They just haven't found it yet. What if it was super secret spot on Earth? How did?
Well, that's what they're saying is it might be something that's already been here, that's been here this whole time, and maybe they're testing something and fucked up, So who knows? Man.
Zoe's face when you said that was just I don't even know how to describe it. It's just
I'm just imagining T Papa as this really important scientist being yeah, well, it was hidden in this super secret spot, so.
We could put, I can see you with the lab coat on. I don't know. It is that's definitely interesting though. It's exciting. If they kill us all, whatever. Like you said, we're all gonna go together more than likely if they did do that. So it is what it is. But it would be cool if at some point, knowing there's something else is obviously exciting. At least it is to me. Maybe not to you guys.
I'm gonna put my fucking nerd hat on for a quick second. But how we define biomass isn't human life or life on Earth is defined by, I believe, carbon, right? Carbon chains or whatever the fuck. Our
science, yes.
living form, it grew, it evolved through that. That is how we define our biology, how we define something as living, based on a certain set of elements, etc., something like that. On a different planet where life could have started in a very different manner, could be completely in an unrelated way. For example, we breathe oxygen, or carbon-based life forms. What if they are fucking nitrogen-based life forms, or fucking plutonium-based life forms? I don't know. It's when you define biomass, we define it in our version of biomass. What does that mean? I'd have to read closer into it to really understand. But these aliens could be these creatures that have evolved in a very different way on a very different planet than we have.
Also, to preface everything he just said, he is a doctor. So just
that's true.
That could be the title. Dr. Ignoble explains aliens.
That's pretty good, actually.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Dr. Ignoble.
But I would look into it. Jamie or Saint Tits, whatever you want to call him. He sent me this. He sent me this link here that's got a ton of stuff on it. I'm not gonna go into all of it, but that's basically that's the juicy points there. All the other stuff is kind of just the government hiding things for the most part.
Okay, so let's
not surprising.
Let's say let's just go full belief, right? There's aliens, there's spaceships, there's everything. To what degree?
Do we fuck them?
No. Ignoble's working on that. All right, we'll deal with the actual science here. Okay. To what degree do you think the government should hide that stuff, and to what degree the government owes telling us?
Well, that's a really good question.
I wish the government would tell me and some of my friends, but not everybody else. Because I don't think the public should know, but I personally would like to know. And I think I could keep it. I mean, I couldn't keep it a secret, but I wouldn't tell that many people.
I think we're important enough to know. We're important enough, right? We can handle it.
I think
we do have a podcast after all.
I think
the Based After Dark podcast and Amaranth and I don't know, fucking. I guess
Amaranth, come to our
Biden
Twitch party. We know about aliens. We'll tell you all about it.
I feel
That'd
like
be so sick.
sometimes the government fakes stories just to like test us, to be like, ah, see, they couldn't handle that shit. How the fuck are they supposed to, find out about the aliens? Like every now and then they want to tell us that it cost them so much money to keep it under wraps, so they're just like, God, we got to tell them one of these days. But like, fuck, last week when we told them this, they freaked out. So like,
Dude, you just got Mitch McConnell and Nancy Pelosi out there laughing their asses off at these dumbasses. Like, look at these idiots, man.
I guess
I've always
it-
known there's something because there's just like throughout the last couple of decades, there's been so many like pilots, like distinguished people who like have really no reason to lie about this shit have come forward and like saying like not that they like know anything, but they've saw it. Like I saw this, I saw that, and like they're like I swear it was there. And there's like video as well of like these unidentified shit flying through the air, and it just kind of gets brushed over like oh whatever, And it's like actual military like from fucking F-16 fighter jets like seeing this shit, and it's just kind of like yeah whatever, So
the old
It's not
Commander
surprising.
Fravor, dude.
I wanna be on the caring about UFO train, but like it requires so little to fly something in this country, and not only in our country, but like it is so easy to operate an aviated, I don't know what the term is, vehicle. Like I feel
Yeah.
like the likelihood that somebody like goes out of their way to like craft something that looks like a UFO, which is not very hard to do, just to cause some sort of sensationalism, to me seems very high.
I mean, there was a point where drones would have probably
the
freaked
stuff I'm
people
talking
out.
about, at least
Yeah.
the footage I'm talking about, is where they're like tagging along with this whatever it is, and it just zips off. It zips off away from the fastest crafts we have, and it's
How
just
do you
gone.
know it's a real video?
Well, all
from
the
the
command.
US
all-
government.
It was on radar.
We're
was-
talking to people that don't know. It's the Commander Fravor. You gotta go look it up. There's a lot of stuff you gotta.
That is true. There's a lot to it.
We're just,
But
we're
it's
How
just
can you
dumping it
believe
on you.
anything
It's,
these days, you know?
it's
like,
hours
like
of
we were just
listening.
talking about AI, like how easily fake shit is. Like, how do we even know?
True.
I mean, it could be fake. I'm
That's
just
trippy.
saying. There's a lot of stuff like that. Is what I'm saying is it's
Like,
not
what do you even
surprising.
believe anymore?
It's not surprising.
Well, now you're just getting too deep, Hamzy. I'm just.
I believe in weed. Haha.
Peeling the layers back,
I believe there's been this much. I believe if there's been this much discussion about it and things that are actually like being like talked about within like the federal government, that there's something going on, something that they're not fully comfortable with or fully aware of. Obviously,
So it comes down to like, what do we do with that information, right? Like the government is, why are they keeping it at wraps? Like, why not just let everybody
It's
know?
for
about it? 'Cause,
everyone's
like,
own
That's
good.
what I'm
I
saying,
think
man.
I really
Like,
do
what
think for
am
the most
I?
part it is for the
what
good,
am
because
I-
people like there's people who
Exactly.
get sensationalized and they become obsessed with it, and then it just causes problems. And I think that is like
What
their
am
main.
I supposed to do with this information, man?
Can't
Like,
we
am
just
I
go
gonna
into
go
work
all gung ho?
tomorrow?
Like,
You're
oh, the
not going to
government.
do that, but Alex Jones,
Dude.
like children are going to do that. Like do what
Like,
you probably
dude,
shouldn't do. With
like,
the
I don't
information.
want to get all like, oh, don't believe anything. It's all fake, whatever. And I also don't want to be, oh, everything they show us is real. Like, where
Yeah.
am I supposed to? Like, it's just exhausting. It's
Yeah.
exhausting.
Just don't worry
dude.
about it. Just don't worry about it.
I'm either a fucking
thing.
sheep or I'm a crazy conspiracist.
Dude,
Like,
just gotta
what
look
am I
into it.
supposed to?
You don't
like,
have to,
can I
like, think
just
about
literally
it.
sit
You can
here
just-
and enjoy my fucking Wednesday?
Dude, I feel like you just
You
gotta
can.
read the shit. Read what you want to. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You don't have to read it. Just look into it and then just decide your own like what you think. And like for
Or
me at
don't
least, like
decide.
I'm very skeptical, but I'm also like there's something going on here too, just because there's a little too much.
And don't
But
be
it's
afraid
tough.
of confirmation bias. That's what makes it fun.
Yeah, that too.
Dude, having this information is not going to change our daily lives or
No.
our weekly, monthly
us.
lives
Not
in general.
us.
But
you
it
know?
would change some people's daily lives.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
not
some
worth
some
it.
weirdos out there. They'll be
Anyone
like, "Oh
who's
yeah, well, I was
easily-
right the entire time." They're the same guys who drink their piss out of a fucking jar. So I'm like, yes,
Yeah.
we were right the entire time.
Yeah.
Any easily impressionable person will just, be in that case.
It's like,
What are we doing to
we're-
defend
we're
ourselves?
we're inundated with information anyways these days. Like, just we're a global
Yeah.
fucking. We live in a global society, right? Like, I know exactly what is happening on the other side of the planet within seconds of it happening. Do I need to know that information is going to affect me? No, but I have all that information raining down on me from all sides, and sometimes I don't want to fuck. I don't give a fuck. Like, I just want to sit
Information
back.
bukkake.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on. I didn't interrupt.
No,
It
that
was
was
supposed to be like
great.
it was supposed to be like an ad lib. I thought you were gonna keep talking. Sorry.
You can't
You
distract Ignoble
completely
like
derailed
that.
me with information bukkake. Like I
I
lost
was
my entire.
playing
Would
on.
you
I was
rather
giving
be-
you
hold
like
on, hold
a.
on. Would you rather be derailed or railed with information?
Bukkake
Be
is
grateful you at least got derailed, dude.
I'd rather be railed, I guess. You know, like
Bukkake is a trigger word. Bukkake is a trigger word for Ignoble. You know, like there's obviously there's people who are victims of stuff. You say a certain word, it kind of gets to like Bukkake
Yeah,
around
I
Ignoble
forgot,
is
sorry.
this, you know, it's like snapping your fingers and your dog looks at you. If you say Bukkake, he's just it's out. You know, like you just
Sorry, I
you
forgot
got his full
about.
attention. Yeah, you gotta
Come
be
on,
careful
man! I
with
told
that.
you about this.
Yeah.
Nah, that's. Yeah, I don't know where I was going outside of that.
Yeah, rather railed than derailed, I guess.
Shout out aliens, though. It's fun to talk about. It's exciting to talk about. I'll say that.
Oh,
It was,
for sure.
Interesting. We'll wait another 5
Sometimes.
years for them to fucking say something else, but it's okay. You know.
It's like
Yeah.
I will give one last idea on it because like I think we still live in even though we are a global world, you know, countries are still, you know, fighting against one another to be the best country, right? America versus China or things in Europe, stuff like that. So
United
like,
Kingdom.
whatever. They're not.
France is a joke.
Yeah, that shit. They're not even on the fucking map at this point. Whatever. None of that shit they do is matter. But like, if having access to that kind of information, having access to that technology can make you like a global superpower, right? For example, I mean, you guys, Oppenheimer came out a couple of days ago, right? Or
Oh,
a week
no.
ago. So you're
Wait,
just
What's
like,
that? I
okay.
haven't heard of it.
Wait, okay. Well, let me ask this. Let me ask you this question before you go on. You're posed with the question. You're about to die. You go Barbie or Oppenheimer. What are we going with? Like, which movie
I
are
watched
you
them
walking into?
both. I'm going Oppenheimer.
I haven't
I've
seen
watched.
it, but
I've watched
Oppenheimer for
neither.
sure.
I'm gonna go into Barbie. Fuck it.
That's the last
Okay.
thing you want to see before you die.
That is not what I expected from the guy who calls women females. To be honest, I'm glad to hear it.
Okay, listen. That is where I'm from. Okay, that is not misogynist.
I'm kidding.
At least I
Yeah.
hope
I'm
not.
messing with you.
You know.
Yeah, I saw Oppenheimer, not Barbie yet, but that was too existential, and I would go Barbie for sure.
Let's go. I feel like I just want
Yeah.
something to just kill my brain more. You know what I mean? Before I
Yeah,
go
yeah.
out.
But you're
That's
about
how I
to
feel.
die.
Actually,
Yeah, I'm trying.
How
I'm
about
trying to.
just fucking
I wanna think about
ingest
that.
like an
I feel like
aggressive amount
Oppenheimer
of
would get me
shrooms and just walk
thinking. Like
into
it's gonna get
Barbie.
my
Yeah.
the Oppenheimer's gonna get my brain going. Like I'm gonna be thinking about a lot of stuff. Maybe a little excited, like about like.
So you want to
Things, you
just
know.
watch a fucking episode of Pokemon basically before you die.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, dude.
As long as it's not
I
like
need to get dulled
Bye
out.
bye Butterfree.
Yeah, I was
it's
gonna
gonna
say
dole
as
me
long
out.
as it's not with one sad Charmander, bro.
Yeah, not bye bye Butterfree, dude. That should wreck me.
Yeah.
Man, I think like I don't know. Just America still wants to be, you know, number one, right? And imagine you had alien technology, like then you could just be you could dominate the world, right? Like I have this, nobody else has it. We're better than you, you know. Oppenheimer's similar. Like we have the fucking atomic bomb, you don't. What are you gonna fucking do about it, bro? You know.
sorry. You couldn't close the door.
Wait, what's happening back there?
I'm watching him
The
struggle.
door
bro.
won't close.
What are you doing?
It won't stay closed. Sorry. But
Okay. Well, I guess that being said, I think it's a lot about aliens. Do you guys have any other thoughts?
Sorry.
Thoughts or topics we wanted to touch on?
We can talk about well, unless you have gonna say something about the aliens because I think I'm good.
I'm done.
I think I'm
all
good
the
on
way down for the
aliens,
week,
dude.
bro.
I did
Yeah.
come up with a
Shut up
Twitter
about the
workshop
aliens,
during this,
people.
Okay.
during this cast though.
Before we go into
I
the
had-
Twitter cast, though, we actually do have, or Twitter part of the cast, we do have one other question we should touch on.
Yeah.
This
Go
is
on,
from
man.
Cincy Bearcat, you know, a man who drops amazing questions all the time. But
Hey, can you stop real quick?
Do-
If you are a tier 2 patron, submit a topic. Thanks. Just putting it out there. If you're maybe you're new tier 2
That's your
patrons,
right.
also shout out to the patrons. We have 55 patrons. Thank you. Hope you guys enjoy the Patreon
Woo!
podcast. Love you. And
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
if you're a tier 2 patron, submit a topic. So if we
Hell
keep
yeah.
getting one topic a week, maybe we will change things around to where tier 1 can submit a topic. But
And
anyway,
if you're
yeah.
not a patron, consider not hating yourself, bro. That's fucking lame, dude.
Yeah, what the hell? Stop being poor.
yeah, dude. Yeah,
Weird.
come on, man. With that being said, our Mr. Tier 2 patron, Cincy Bearcat's question is, humanity completely loses the ability to have an orgasm. What are you choosing for all of humanity to replace as a peak guilty pleasure?
Ooh. I feel like this is going to be
Dessert.
anecdotal for most of us.
Dessert.
I'm along with you in the food, but mine is just going to be like I talked about on the Patreon podcast last week. Binge eating food in my bed is going to be my orgasm. Basically.
It's this. That's what I basically do now, honestly.
I'm just gonna go deeper. I'm just gonna be specific. I'm gonna go specifically cheese-filled stuffed crust.
Oh, well, that's the thing. Like, so if when we eat this food, we also get the sensation of an orgasm while eating it. Like, if that is what's happening,
so
I am so for that.
So it like replaces
Oh, I
your
didn't know
orgasm.
that
So like
was-
instead, so think about any time you're jerking off and you're going for that side of things. Replace that with eating stuffed crust, cheese
Yeah,
stuffed crust.
I
pizza.
want Pizza Hut stuffed crust. Just the crust part though.
Bro, imagine Pizza Hut. Like, every restaurant's gonna be a fucking Pizza Hut. Everybody's trying to fucking bust.
It's like, but the thing is, like,
Pretty
people
strip
judge you if you
club.
masturbate like 10 times in a day. So like, you see Seth walking out with like 10 pizzas, you'd be like,
Oh. Yeah, I'm down with that. I think that's the best course of action.
All right. What
honestly.
if there was? What would you? If there was a food that would induce orgasm, would you eat it?
Yes.
oh, for sure.
Of course.
dude.
Dude, how fun would it be if the whole squad pulls up to the Michelin star restaurant and we all just come together? Eat some food?
Listen, guys. I have a video idea. We took Viagra and went to a Michelin star restaurant. Thoughts?
Oh, I'm
Sponsored
so
by
down.
Ryan Dick Pills.
I was gonna
is there a Viagra? What would you use exactly?
Oh, I'm
what
taking
is-
Viagra. I want to know what it does.
Does it work for women or no?
It has to do something, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it,
It does
it
something.
works
There
is
slightly. It
there is
doesn't
an
work
effect,
as
I've
well,
heard.
but it works. Yeah, we looked it up once.
Well, it does
Yeah,
increase the
we-
blood
we've-
flow, so that makes sense. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay,
Well, we've
that's
talked
fair.
about this. Blood, it's just a vaso. It's like, more blood flows through your body, so you're just
Yeah.
going to be more heated and excited. Ooh. And just imagine, you know how we took a group picture of the last Michelin star we went to? It's the same thing, same picture, except that everyone has like boners, just like prominent boners. Just like when we're taking a
Speak for
picture.
yourself, dude. I had one last time.
I feel like the food that induces orgasm, that would make like public dining just kind of awkward. Maybe everybody's just fucking busting nuts. Just,
Or less, like just
so
imagine,
normal.
yeah, it'd become normalized at some
yeah,
point,
that's
you
true.
know?
That's true.
It's like if you don't come, fucking Joel Robuchon comes out. He's like, "Sir, what is wrong with the food? You did not come. How can I make you come, sir? Please."
I noticed you didn't come.
Oh,
He's
dude,
on his
bro,
hands and knees,
Costco's
like a scale.
handing out samples. You can't even go up the aisle, bro.
Bro,
It's just-
shout out to Qneeks. Qneeks would be the one that doesn't come, bro. He'd be that one that doesn't come. He's like, man, I'm just kind of nervous. I don't know. Like, it didn't go down right. I could see that. Shout out. I miss him.
I'm just thinking how fucking funny if that's how like society was. Like that's how you rate a restaurant, just like based on like how often you'd come or how quickly you'd come from eating.
That's the
It's like,
thing, though, too. Like you said, it induces an orgasm, right? We all know that there's levels to the orgasm game. Like there's clearly times you're coming harder, and there's clearly times where you're just kind of going through the motions with the buzz.
So that's
So-
why I said mine would be like caffeine intake. So like, you have
Of course,
you have a cup of coffee and you just like kind of bust a nut, and then you have like a double espresso, and you're like, oh, and side factor as well. That way you can have the feeling of busting a nut without having to have EP time after.
That's fair, yeah.
oh.
Bang energy
Sure.
cells, bang energy going through the roof, if that's the case.
Okay,
bro.
hold, I just want to make a very quick derailing from this. What do you say, EP time?
Yeah.
I fucking hate that. We are people who are closer to 30 than 20.
I'm
and if you are
29.
using the
Ignoble.
word EP.
You drink milk.
Yeah, I was literally about to say you
Cut it
can't
out.
say that. You drink milk before.
Go drink some
and
milk
out
and
of
have some
slumber.
EP time, all right? You sound like you need it.
That's not valid.
But when I think of like, that's what I'm
you
saying.
guys.
When I think of the guy drinking the milk, he's got like the little fucking hat on with the little ball hanging over, and he's just fucking like drinking his milk. He pulls the covers up.
Sleeping cup.
I'm not drinking out of a fucking sippy cup. I'm drinking in a regular glass, bro. Come on.
It's even worse.
It's like the fucking SpongeBob pre-bed routine. Like it's the whole. it'd be so good.
Fuck you guys. Uber, what would you do? We have caffeine. We have food. How would you bust your nut in a world where you can't orgasm?
I don't know. I'm a food guy, so yeah, I would just be binging food. Or yeah, like Hamsy caffeine. I'm a crackhead for caffeine. I don't know.
I think for most people, like the taste is like a sensory thing that is like the most overwhelming, I would say, or
Mhm.
can have a lot of pleasure to it. So
Mhm.
like
100%.
obviously
You ever
Eating
moan
all
when
the
eating
kinds of
food?
food.
I moan when eating food sometimes, 100%.
All the time, yeah.
Wait, can I change my answer actually?
Yeah,
Go
go
ahead.
with that.
Massages be the answer?
Oh, that would be a sexual.
Imagine you
world.
just had sex by just massaging. Like that's it.
God,
Yeah.
that'd be such a hot.
That's a good one.
Hey, want to come over to my house? I give a good foot.
Yeah,
rub.
until your fucking kid comes home from middle school and is like, this girl rubbed my shoulders and I came all over myself.
It's a little too easy to do.
I feel like that's
Yeah.
actually real life story from Seth. You know, that's not even fake.
That's fair. That's
Yeah,
fair.
thank you for
OP
sharing. Thank you for
the
opening up.
We've all been there, honestly.
The OPHJ
Yeah.
would be go crazy if that was the case too.
Bro, in
Oh,
middle
yeah.
school, if like a girl even looked in your general direction, you'd be like, oh man, she looked. Ooh. You know?
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Like none of us will ever experience again how like going through puberty as a man, like how horny you were at that time. It was just insane,
Yeah.
bro. It's just
I remember in
crazy.
sixth
It's
grade.
just
I remember in
different.
sixth grade, like holding hands with my girlfriend, and I was like the first one to like hold hands with the girl, and like everyone was talking about it, dude. I felt like a fucking pimp, bro. Like I was bro. People were looking at her like she's a whore. You know, I can't believe you held the hands.
That's where
with
it all
your
started
boy-
for you, man. That's where it all started.
Yeah.
The instant meme.
What a hoe!
Jesus.
She's holding hands. Oh my god.
Fucking gross, dude.
That's crazy. I kind of wish I could go back to those days. You know, like the small things would get you super excited.
It's just
You'd be
it's distracting though. I feel like
Yeah.
it'd be really distracting in your like your current life. Maybe not now, but
That's
once you're
true.
like maybe imagine you're a fucking doctor, bro. There's no way. There's no way, bro. You're
damn,
gonna
that
be
body
on the
looking kinda nice,
You're gonna be
man.
on the evening news, chief. If you fucking that horny as a doctor, it's not gonna be good.
no,
Uh,
absolutely not. No, thank you. I feel like
okay,
there
go,
was
sorry.
definitely a story of at some point where some people have got. There were like morticians who were arrested for fucking dead bodies, but I don't know if I want
That's
to go into
common.
this.
How funny is it that Ignoble
Common?
brings that one forward? Yeah,
I,
no.
I wish I would have
Those-
stopped talking.
Those
and
are
we'd
his
stopped talking there.
friends.
Do you guys know that there's actually a lot more female morticians than male because male morticians are so much more likely to fuck the dead bodies?
I believe that.
That's a good
That's
tweet.
real.
You should tweet that.
That's a
It's,
tweet.
I did not know
it's just a
that.
fact.
That's just yeah.
I actually
yeah.
had no idea.
Fact, and then just write that.
Ignoble's
sharing,
like,
Joey.
dang, dude, had no idea.
What I was going to say before he brought up fucking dead bodies was we're going to do the Twitter workshop. I was going to ask you guys your thoughts on Twitter not being X or Twitter X or what is it called? What are we going to call it? Why does it matter?
It's called X videos now.
Are you uninstalling
Yeah.
and making a post about it on Facebook? Like, what are you doing? Like, what's going on? What's happening?
I'm not going to Facebook, all right?
That shit dead, bro.
If
Ain't
I
no
wanted
way.
to reach the audience of my fucking parents and their parents, yeah, sure. Yeah, like if I wanted to hit the homeowners association, I'd go to Facebook, but not our fucking demographic, bro. Absolutely not.
What are you doing?
Me? I ain't doing shit. Nothing's changed. It's just there's a fucking JagXX logo instead of Twitter now. There's not a bird anymore. It's a fucking it's
Yeah.
an X.
Well, I think
It
I'm
is
not
pretty
really.
close.
I'm not really ready. Is it still called Twitter, but the logo is just X, or is it going to be called X with the logo X?
I bet
Or did
you
do
know,
that?
Cares,
I-
man.
Twitter's slowly phased out. I see. I bet that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
No.
it's gonna be like a meta for Facebook. Like
There's
very
gonna have to be
slowly.
a new alternative, and it's gonna have to be great, and it's gonna have to be a
Yeah.
slow transition. But until then, no one's going anywhere.
Well, we talked about the
Yeah.
threads, but every post I've seen about threads is like just memes about how bad it is or uninstalling it, or like it was like the people coming out of like this auditorium, they're like, ain't shit going on in there, and like that. It's just-
Dude, take
So
Twitch as an
true.
example. We all still stream on Twitch. Why? It's like objectively the worst platform to stream on. Why do we still stream on there? Because it's not
'Cause we
easy to
hate-
just like
we
up and
hate
move
change.
to another
Everyone's on there.
platform.
we
It's
hate
grandfathered in,
change.
you know?
Yeah, that's just. I feel like that's just a human aspect. We all fucking like change is
There
tough for
aren't
like majority of
many
people.
social medias that come up and take over, right? Like, it was MySpace and then Facebook and Twitter. There's like, smaller things like Tumblr. and shit in
Instagram was
between,
kind of a
but, like,
later one, wasn't it? They took
Instagram too, yeah,
That,
yeah.
Kind,
A
that
little
came
bit
along
later,
a little
yeah.
bit later than
like,
the other
there's
ones.
only a handful of really big social media platforms. I don't see that. There's nothing that can potentially take over what Twitter was. There's nothing that was
Yeah.
going to jump ship. I'm going to. What else is there? I don't even fucking know what else
There's
exists. dude.
just that Threads, like, which is an entity
Threads,
of Facebook. It's like it's spanned from Facebook. That's the only reason why it was a thing.
The
And
only
apparently,
thing,
it's bad.
the only thing I've ever seen that came up really quick was TikTok, but it was just because they basically took the Vine platform and just made it more streamlined. And yeah,
Yep.
that's really the only thing I can think of in the past 10, 15 years that like
That's
has
true.
changed that fast.
That's a good point.
Yep.
TikTok is
That's a good one.
massive.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I've been on Twitter for like longer than anyone I know. Like I've been on Twitter since 2010.
How many posts you have on Twitter, you think? If you had to guess,
Well,
don't look. How many you think you have? I'll tell you.
It wouldn't be accurate because I used a bot a couple times to delete all my tweets.
What the hell?
And I know how that sounds, but like, dude, I was 15 years old when I made my
Yeah.
Twitter.
Okay,
like maybe
with
16.
accounting for that,
Just
how
for
many times do you think
privacy
you tweeted?
alone.
Like
Oh, you've
I
deleted a shit ton of tweets.
dude, like I've like
You can
like,
see that from there.
No, because he only has 1,500 tweets. He says he's been using it since he was a teenager.
okay.
You've deleted a
Okay,
lot.
No,
think about it.
no,
Back
I
in the
have
2010,
like-
2012 era, people would tweet shit and like
Oh yeah,
It was- it was-
no, you
it was
you're
different. It
probably
was
good for
wild.
doing that. I'm
the
just
way
saying.
the frequency of tweets also back then was like a lot more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was way more frequent. I remember.
Like
you just
narrating
anything
your
you think
day.
of in your mind, you would tweet it just because you could.
Yeah.
You know, and if they were
probably
bad thoughts, you're
deleted.
like, haha,
I
that'd be funny,
deleted like
interactions.
somewhere between like 15,000 and 20,000 tweets, and I do actually have them all in an archive on my laptop. And like I've looked at it from time to time. Like I have my tweets from high school. I have my first ever tweet. I remember what it was.
What do you plan to do?
Yeah,
Things
what
though?
was
Maybe
it?
like maybe when you pass away, like they read, like I get to read those off of your funeral one by one.
I don't
like,
know.
what do
I
you
mean,
wanna
it's
do?
on my laptop, all on the giant Excel sheet. Like got like the dates and everything.
You just
like my-
streamlined
I-
it for your FBI guy, man. He's like, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
We
You should
are
hook that
fed.
up
Yeah,
to
I don't know. You
Nightbot.
can see me progress through the whole fucking years because they've definitely gotten unhinged. There was like they like
My
started
first
out pretty
DUI
unhinged,
tweet.
and then they got like a little bit more. I don't know. Like I ended up doing the whole delete thing. I think I deleted towards the end of high school when I was trying to get into college, thinking that like anyone would actually find that shit and look into it. And then when I was graduating in college, I did it again because I was like, oh, they're gonna look at my. No one fucking does. And then I like post college, just joined back on Twitter, and I was like, I am going to tweet about smoking crack and drinking and driving, and like here I am years later, like getting exposed by my work, like finally after all this time that I thought it was never gonna happen, like ended up in like late in my adulthood. So at this point, it doesn't fucking matter. But yeah, I deleted a lot of tweets, probably like 15 to 20K.
Damn.
Substantial number.
Yeah, that's what I saw the 1,500, and I was like, he's definitely deleted a lot if you've been using it for that long.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, I used to tweet literally like on the bus going to school.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was like back then you would just literally tweet whatever you were doing.
Yeah.
At the movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally. People would be like,
Just
people
held
back then
hands.
would want to share every aspect of everything in their life when social media was new. They're just like taking
Yeah.
a shit.
Everything seemed
Yeah.
interesting.
Don't you hate when
That's
the log
changed for
comes out
most of us, but
sideways?
there's still some people who have not moved on from that, sharing every single fucking thought and opinion they have ever come into their head.
Yep.
Well, I guess
Talking
with,
about
you
someone
know,
specific.
yeah, hold on.
Yeah, go on.
Go on, go.
I would say 60% of people on Twitter, maybe. I don't know what the metric would be, but there's definitely a lot of them out there.
There.
Sounds pretty specific, but that's okay.
I feel like you're
Speaking of
subtweeting
Twitter
someone.
and X, let's
Yeah, let's go.
let's dive into our Twitter workshop. You guys got anything?
or the X workshop soon.
Ooh,
Yeah,
can I
the X
can I use the one you sent
workshop.
me? I think it's really good. Are we
Um,
doing
The X-
it?
the X
mine's
workshop.
mine's not like a super banger because I had nothing actually coming in today, and I literally thought of one today, and
Mhm.
I was just gonna tweet. Anybody on here know how to get rid of a dead body? Haven't killed anyone, just curious, but I don't want it in my search history.
Nah, that's a banger. Send that.
I
That's
actually
really
like
good.
that. That's fire.
Yeah, that's just an internal thought.
Yeah, just
Monologue right there.
I think it's perfect.
I'm actually very, very curious to hear what Zoe's is because last time she boycotted us, and you
Yeah,
know,
sorry.
I heard that she's gonna come back strong this time.
Ooh, can I use this one?
Yeah.
I think it's great. It's just call me Agent Orange because I be killing it.
I don't get it.
Come on. Come on.
On man. It's
That
like
one's good.
The,
Come
it's
on.
like the herbicide gas they used to kill people during the Vietnam War.
History.
Come on.
Damn, you got to be pretty smart to
I can
know
go.
that.
I think it's
Noble
good.
didn't even know.
I feel good about it. I'm gonna tweet it.
Yeah, I got that from Twitch chat when I was not banned.
Awesome.
So, shout out.
Sometimes you just gotta tweet it. Hashtag TPapa.
Just because you guys
That'd be a
don't
good
get
tweet,
it doesn't
actually.
mean it's
That's a
not
good tweet. Someone should tweet that. Someone could tweet that as well.
Wait,
Hey.
what was that, Seth? That was actually a good one. Hold on.
Sometimes you just gotta tweet it. Hashtag TPapaSlide.
I like that.
Banger.
We're gonna have that if you want it. I already tweeted today. It was just a picture of Liver King wearing the King Tut fucking thing with camel liver on the table, and I just put new boss is sick. Hamzy said it was good, so I'm just gonna leave it. But I do have another tweet here. The tweet was about, I'm sorry to talk about RuneScape. It's about Desert Treasure. It is we already found the
Bro,
Desert Treasure.
before we started
Wow,
the cast, you're
fucking
the one
nerd,
who said,
dude.
If anybody
Absolute-
brings up RuneScape
Oh
or
my
Desert
God.
Treasure, we're
Alright.
taking you out back and
Let me get my
fucking
gun.
Fucking loser,
Let me get
dude.
my gun, and I'll take care of it after this. Okay?
Fucking
God, you
nerd,
fucking
bro.
dweeb.
Sorry, we're gonna have to cut that part
So
off.
kind
Though.
of you.
And the last podcast, it's been a
stand
pleasure.
Do
guys.
it, you
Thank
won't.
In game. Yeah, in game.
Okay, hold on. Since because I've tried not to say anything about RuneScape this whole time. I need to say something now. I've been sitting here at the GE doing fire this whole time. I've watched 2 people die by like the new stranger. Because apparently it's harder or something. I don't know. I watched 2 people die.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it tribrids you. It will kill you.
It was really
It's
hard to
bones.
not say anything the first time I saw it. I was like, oh my God, he's gonna die. He's gonna die. And then he died. All right, thank you for letting me say
That's
that.
okay. If
Oh.
you made it this far, you know that we all are, in our private life, we are RuneScape content creators.
Yup.
We already found the Desert Treasure in 2001. Gas emoji, American flag. Was gonna be-
I like it. I like it.
I actually
Yeah.
really like it.
That's a
fire.
fucking
So
banger right
good.
there.
was
I
the-
might
was
retweet
the-
that. That shit is actually really good.
Yeah, that's a banger. That's a banger.
All right, so should I delete Liver King though? Or should I leave
Yeah,
him?
yeah, you completely fucked it, dude.
Make sure you
I'm
put
mad.
a,
I'm
make sure you
actually
put a
mad.
colon
I'm
before
mad.
the gasoline. I feel like that's important.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm
Okay.
actually mad at
Doesn't
him.
hurt
Like,
to
we
that.
got in the call like a couple minutes before the cast started. It was just me and him, and he's like, "Dude, like,
Dude, I
had
just
the
saw that
greatest
photo
Twitter-"
and it just had me.
He's like, "I got the greatest Twitter
It's
workshop," and I
literally-
was like, "What was it?" And he's like, "I already tweeted it." And I was like, "You did what?"
Oh my
Fucked
God.
up, dude.
I was like, "The cast hasn't even started yet."
It was just because I was like, I watch Liver King's Snapchats just because they're fucking insane, and it usually gives me a chuckle. And today, or it was yesterday or today, he literally has a King Tut fucking headdress on. He has camel liver on the table and fucking camel bones, camel balls, and he's speaking a fake Egyptian accent and just like going through his whole thing. And it just, I was like, this is fucking insane. And it's got like, fucking, I don't know, 2 million views. Fucking wild. But I thought it was funny, so I posted it. But we can get rid of him. We'll get rid of him.
Second one was way better. L. Sorry.
No, you're right.
Now the
You're
new
right.
one's much better.
Who else
Um,
needs to go?
I have really bad ones, but I also have one that like I want a workshop. Like I genuinely need some help with this
Just
one
give us
because
the one.
I think there's some gold. Okay. Let me pull it up. Sorry. I thought I was prepared. All right, here we go. Okay, this is what I got, but I don't like this, so we'll work on it. Okay, if a deaf chick gives you a handy, is that technically a blowjob? So like we take that concept of a deaf chick doing some type of hand sex. Like, how do we equate
It
that?
works. It works. It works. It's a T-Papa tweet.
So good.
It's good. I love it.
Oh yeah, I'm glad you guys
It's so
like
good
it.
that Zoe got up and was like, "Yeah, look at that." Zoe got up because she thinks it's so good. Look at her. She loves it.
She is pleased
Dude,
with that.
I'm pretty sure I saw her grab the door and almost slam
She
her
stood up
fucking
from
head.
that's a standing ovation. Standing ovation for that tweet, but that was outstanding.
Thank you.
I had to walk away.
I didn't have the.
I'm pretty sure I saw her stick her head in the door and almost slam it and then decide not to and come back and sit down.
All right, so I'm glad you guys like that one. I can send that one today, but I have these other ones that I want to send throughout the week that
Can
I
I
want
ask
to.
Zoe a question real quick? Did you say, I said we already found the Desert Treasure in 2001, and then a colon, and then put the emojis.
Yeah, I think that just to make sure it's, very clear.
Okay, got you.
Grammatically. Yeah, no, I like that.
Thank you. All right. I
All
got
right.
it ready to go.
This one, I don't know. This is just okay. I like eating nerds because I'm secretly hungry for aquarium gravel and it takes the edge off. No? All right, fine.
Is that just a
If,
thought
if
you
it
had
was
one day, bro?
condensed, if it was condensed a little bit more, it could be good.
Bro, wrote an entire essay for a tweet.
Yeah. If it starts to get to paragraph level, it becomes too much. I feel like. But-
Yeah. I'm. That's where I'll leave it.
Okay,
All right, we sending?
I got
Did
one.
I don't
everyone
have
go?
anything this week. I have some really. I have some bad drafts that if you really want, they're in my
Yeah, go ahead.
backup.
Also,
Go
feel
ahead.
free, anybody listen to podcasts, feel free to send me your drafts. One of my favorite things is when you guys come into my live stream and you just put them out there and we let the chat gauge how good or bad the tweet is. It's a good time. So if you got any, you come by my stream or I guess anybody else's stream.
Me too.
let 'em
I
rip.
need. Please, somebody help me. Please, God.
Yeah, let them
please,
rip.
anybody.
It's a good time. It's a good time for people in the chat too. It'll let you know how bad your tweet submissions are as well. So
And that
Thanks.
way, you'll know whether or not you are a better or worse tweeter than T Papa Slice, and that is a good metric to compare.
Wait,
compare
actually, really
yourself
quick,
against.
can we talk about the one viewer submission that we had for this week that did not make the cut? Sadly,
no, go ahead.
Oh,
I think
man.
T Papa, didn't it get sent to you? Hold on, I think I have it. Oh yeah. Hugh Jess sent it to both you and Tasty.
Oh my
tweet
god,
is-
that was so bad.
This is the tweet. He sent it to 2 people because he thought this was such a banger. It was going to make it on. And the tweet is, people who learn lines from movie line for line and recite them during the movie are on something.
That's so crazy, dude.
Here's
They're
the
on
room.
the what?
I'm not
What-
gonna
what
say.
are
I
they
already
on?
roasted Hugh for that. I can't
Oh,
double
okay.
down on this. Yeah,
Okay,
I
my
already
bad.
went in on him.
No,
I
I would
You
say you're
know what they're
valid.
on,
Probably
yeah.
probably
You should be
valid for
roasted on a
that.
fire, bro. I swear to God, dude. That was worse than T Papa. I'm so sorry. I don't know how that's even possible, but that's.
Thanks. So Ignoble's gonna give it to him too, bro. Yeah.
Look,
All right,
this is,
Ignoble,
this
do
is
you
an
have
honest
drafts or are you
space.
posting?
We're telling him our honest opinions. We want Hugh to be. It's gonna help him become a better tweeter, and by us
You
being
give us
honest.
one draft.
I'll give you one draft. All right, I got you. Down so bad, I told her I like Taylor Swift. Sad emoji.
All right, I'm ready to tweet.
That's a good one. I like it, Ignoble. 3, 2, tweet.
That's so fun. Don't encourage him.
Wait. I got a tweet too.
I did
got
mine.
2 actually.
Wait, yeah, we didn't let Oob go. What
Yeah.
the hell?
Yeah.
Oh,
Uber,
sorry.
you guys
Rude.
skipped over Uber. What
Sorry.
the fuck?
My bad,
I
dude.
apologize.
Racist
Okay,
against
okay.
bald people.
Yeah,
I just wanted to
That's-
get past
that's
you.
pretty
But
racist.
why don't we do your shit drafts before we let actually somebody else go? That's your fault. Gaslighted.
Racist.
So true, though.
I got 2. You tell me which one's better. Okay, we got hypothetically, if you were bloat, would you go down on me?
Ha!
With 1. Ha.
Good.
Oh, I
And then
get
we
it.
got a second one. I got call me Tylenol the way dudes be sucking me down. I don't know. We got 2.
I prefer
I like
the
the blow
first
one better.
The
Yeah.
blow one's got better reach because the RuneScape aspect.
Yeah.
Can we workshop that slightly? This is a question. You can keep the original one, but can you work in
I don't
either
like
the
this
idea of a
T-Papa.
2 down or 3
Jesus.
down?
Like Zoe's. I don't even get Zoe's. What is that about exactly? What does that mean? That's the only reason I didn't really laugh or say anything
You can
bad
keep
or
the original
good.
tweet. I think it's good though.
I don't know how to work that in. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
we'll
think it's
save it
perfect.
for another time.
Did you
I
guys
like
send
ours.
already?
Yeah, because
Yeah, I
they
sent
fucking.
mine.
I'm
Okay.
sorry, Oob.
I
I'm
just
sorry.
sent right now.
No,
It's
it's good.
Ignoble's fault. It's what he does.
Yeah.
Nasty
Yeah.
guy.
Whoa.
Hey, we all pipe up, you know. Pipe it up.
His character this season's been kind of crazy. It's been kind of a lot of ups and downs. So we're figuring it out. Get the writers on
Yeah.
that. Thank you, Jamie.
We're in that mid-season character arc building situation here.
Did everybody tweeted? We're good. Anybody have any closing thoughts? Uber, do you have any closing thoughts? What would you like to tell Twitch?
Fuck Twitch.
Don't skip. We have some news for you because we have recently reworked our entire podcast format. We will still be conducting one normal podcast a week, but now Tier 1 patrons will have access to a weekly exclusive Patreon podcast that's going to be even more based and more after dark. We've also updated our other tiers to include perks that allow you to directly interact with the podcast and influence the topics that we speak about. The Patreon will be linked in the description below.